You can read the title. I have spent a little bit of time tuning the rig, so now the car now leans outwards around the corners because it was tilting into the corner like a motorbike, which is not how G-forces work. So that should now all be fixed, and I've also got it hopefully yawing correctly because it wasn't, but we'll see. I'd say it gave me an edge, but I say last week we were both on fire, so hopefully that continues today.
What? I'm trying to get my setup going.
That's
okay. I missed a little bit if you were talking to me.
Only a little bit. I just said we did very well last week. Confirm boundary. Yeah, come on, trap my hands. Oh, it's doing that thing again. Switch to confirm boundary. So I go confirm. Then it immediately goes, oh, you've lost the boundary. Okay, right, well I shall fucking turn you off then. Power off. Come on. It's struggling to trap my hands as well, which usually means it's having an issue. Come on, there's my hand. Give me the... Okay, I'm just going to keep the button down. I really wish... So, I love the Oculus. I think it's brilliant. There's only one button on it, basically. And you have to do that. That button covers turning on, turning off, powering up, powering down, rebooting, all of these things. And it can be very, very annoying. Did I just turn it off then? Have I got to double tap it? I've got to long tap it. Have I got to take it off my face and press the button? It's just telling me how much battery it's got. It's just... I just turn it off again. On, but don't show me the battery. Boot up. It's got a white light, which should mean it's doing something. Oh, Windows just made the... Windows went da-da-dum, dum-da-da-dum, da-da-dum. And now it is... The thing is, I don't want either boundary. I'm purely sitting. I do wish there was an option mark, I don't want a boundary. But now it's struggling to track my hands. There we go. I don't care on the floor. Confirm. Switch to stationary boundary. Confirm. Confirm. Okay, whatever. Oh, it's making me... Oh, God. Stationary now uses pass-through. Okay, but it's making me put my head through the boundaries, which could be a very bad idea, especially if I put my boundary right next to my wall. But more importantly, I can't move very far, so I had to hold the headset at arm's length. Right. Options. Display. No, view. Ready? Right, I'll be back in a sec. I swear, every time I go into VR, it's the first 5 or 6 seconds are just like, oh. Even with the terrible, terrible visuals of this game. I love this game, but it does look awful. Even with that, it's still just so impressive.
When the previous analysis videos are available, the Rob thing from way back.
Sorry, say that again. Say that again. Sorry, what's your context?
The one where was it Wodek who is going on the grass and then coming to That with the background
The
music you
big,
made.
the big one I did. Yeah. What about it?
Yeah, big one.
What about it?
And I also made from the last session.
Yes,
That's
I saw. It was
a
really
lot
good.
shorter.
It was really good. Like really. I honestly, you know, quality of some of the video aside, which is because you're taking it off my crappy stream. Honestly, that's fantastic. Like I'd have if you had 100,000 subs for that, I wouldn't be at all surprised. Thoroughly entertaining, and full marks. Okay. And who just joined?
It's me, Arnold.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Sorry you missed that on our Sunday driving because I accidentally tagged the stream wrongly. But well,
Oh well, it
my
happens.
fault. It happens a lot, and it's almost never my fault. That's the annoying thing. I haven't seen Gordon in a while. I hope he's all right.
Can I not have a text macro bound to a joystick button?
Yes, you can. Okay, yes. So it's a bit odd, but yes, you can. So options, control. So it's under control /. So bind something to the keyboard command control F1, and then you can bind that same thing to a joystick button.
Okay.
So you can do it, but it's a bit of a weird way. But you can't bind the normal commands to buttons, just the extra ones. Yeah, I need to tone down the yaw on this. It's too aggressive. Much too aggressive. Which is going to be quite tricky. I can Alt-Tab out. And I can't see what I'm doing because it's taking my glass.
So how did I do it?
How?
I fill up a Control F thing with the text I want.
Yeah, and then at the right hand side you click on button and then click the button you want.
Okay.
Oh, why is the traction loss at... Oh, that's shake. Okay, motion. Traction loss. Oh. It's very annoying. This software has this sort of mishmash of per car and global settings, and I think what it does is it records the differences. Let me just overwrite both of them. There we go. So I've just lost some of my changes I made earlier. Oh, and I want to turn my projector off because I'm done. Cool. Alright. Ironite has our evening resident noob. Have you pressed 4 to turn the racing line on?
If I pressed forward to the racing line.
I think it's 4 for the racing line.
4.
I think it's 4.
No, I have. Oh, yes, it's there now.
Yes. I don't use it because I'm hardcore, but unless you actually spend time on track, I highly recommend it. I swear I do better when there's nobody in front or behind me. Oh, that's a narrowing corner in this direction.
I do think you do better when there is somebody behind you.
Oh, I got that pit limiter in there again.
Yes, if you come out the pits, the pit limit to be on. I think that's L. I'm not sure though, because I've bound that to a key.
Yes, L was the one.
Something's squeaking on my rig. So the hairpin in this direction narrows rather than opens, so you have to lose speed on the way around it. So it's more technical, but it's also a lot slower, so you're much less likely to end up in the gravel pit. Whoa! No! No!
Whoa.
Yes.
It just said blue. It said blue flag way too late.
I've got to be behind you for a couple of seconds. I managed to roll the car though because I got distracted.
Yes,
with you.
I saw that. It said blue flag. I looked in the mirror and you were rolling there.
I'm so.
I'll just stay on the grass here. You can pass.
Are you playing on keyboard or mouse or pad?
No, I'm playing the pad.
So it's an Xbox pad, yeah?
No, it's an old rumble pad.
Has it not got an analog joystick?
No, I'm using analog sticks.
Well, you're not, because I can see you steering. You're going full lock. You're just tapping it. You're going click off, click off, click off. You have to learn to use it progressively, which is a difficult skill because you don't normally. But I can see you swerving left to right terrifyingly as you're going nothing, full lock, nothing, full lock.
Might be pulling it too far. Yeah. I can do this very, very carefully.
It's quite. I mean, I use what's called a stick extender on my Xbox pad, so it makes the stick taller, giving you much more accuracy.
I saw that in the shops.
Yeah, I can't live without them. They're absolutely just fantastic. I can see your steering just locking like nothing. You can also you can change the slew rate a bit, so you can make it less sensitive to you doing that.
I guess that's why my wheels keep popping.
Possibly. But under options, controls. It was button control rate. That probably won't apply. But yes, being smooth and progressive with all of your motions it's a very difficult skill to learn. Not just to sort of slam it around, but it is one that's comes through practice. Tad has now joined the ranks of pad users because he was doing it on keyboard and mouse and he just couldn't. Whoops, a bit wide.
No.
Bit too wheel.
Where's my point bonus? My combo master is missing.
I don't think you get a 2-wheel bonus even in Forza, do you?
Yes, you do.
So this is a narrowing corner, so you have to lose speed during the hairpin now. I mean, I'm saying that like I'm instructing you, but I'm mostly trying to remind myself. As I said before, RNI, there's several layers to this game, but one of the first ones is getting the controls right.
Yeah, I set the compensation to 0.1 and then it was just wonderfully oversteering all the time.
So I'd recommend turning on the on-screen display, so you can turn on the steering wheel for the game, like a little line on the bottom, showing how the game thinks you're steering. That helps to sort of reinforce that you are literally slamming it into full lock.
I'm sitting in the cockpit. I can see my steering wheel.
Is the steering wheel like showing you is it instantly moving to full lock?
Yeah, sort of. Only when I pull the trigger far though.
But you might think about reducing your steering range, because it's unlikely you need full lock. And that's quite a rare thing.
I want to, but honestly I don't know which setting does that here.
So you've got the steering compensation that changes the linearity. You need to turn on the preview, because I can't remember which way round it is. So in one of them, when the joystick's at halfway, your steering is nearly full, and the other one, the steering is nearly empty. You want it nearly empty. So most of the time, you're using a lot of joystick, but not a lot of response. So diving all over the place. I've got mine at 1 because I got steering. It's completely linear. So I think you want it the other way around. I think you want it less.
The other way around, it's so strong. I just touch the pad and it will go to the limit immediately.
Okay, so if you put the steering linear, does it go above 1 or does it only go to 1?
It goes to exactly 1.
Oh, whoops. Just
So
above
I've
that
got
is.
this wheel turn 90 degrees.
Yes, you could possibly reduce that. But 90 degrees is an awful lot of wheel turn. Oh, or increase. No, decrease.
It's the smallest I can do. If I increase that, it just gets worse.
Okay. I mean, personally, I would highly recommend shelling out whatever it is, $30 for a Xbox One pad. They're really very, very good. They really are excellent pads.
That's what you get when you know there's gonna be a big base. You can make your components good.
Well, tell that to Nintendo with their Joy-Con drift. Oh, I thought you spun off then. Apparently not.
Oh, this is good. I found something here.
Wait.
Range.
What is it?
Oh, this is good.
What have you found?
A setting called range. It was on 1,000 and I set it to 2,000.
Ah, yeah. So, what is the range reported back from your stick, though? Like a full turn. What does your stick return?
Let's see. It actually says 1,000.
Yeah. So if hold on. So let me just go into the same screen.
Yes, I set it to 2,000, and now I can only turn the wheel like
Halfway.
quarter.
Yeah. So on the axis/FF bit, if you put the steering wheel all the way, I'm guessing it goes to 1,000. So it is.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you put it to 500, what you're doing is you're reducing the maximum amount of steer that your car can do to half. But the only time you need that is if you've crashed. You never need it in racing. So, if you a real car, when you're driving a real car on a racetrack, you never go past negative 90 or positive 90. Like, you just do not do that. You only do that when you're parking a car. So, reducing that, or rather increasing that number, will make it a lot less sensitive, which might help you. For some reason my force feedback
broke my acceleration somewhere.
For some reason my force feedback was set to 185%. Also, for some unknown reason, my clutch is set to... Hey, my clutch is now an axis, not a button. Oh, invincible tyres? It's a shame that I keep being tempted to write it, but I shouldn't waste my time. I'd like a tool to analyse replays. So, for example, Shauka could put a macro in that goes, cool crash happened here. He presses a button, and then all I can do is then scan the replay file for that macro press. But yeah, there's a lot of very low-hanging fruit on their replay system that would make it so much better. Like showing any yellow flags, for example. Just on the replays, you can just scrub to the next event that happened. Or showing car contact.
Showing car contact would probably do a lot of my job for me.
But I mean, it's not hard to do. The game knows it. All it has to do is show you the information. So, Aronite, you think you've got it then?
Yes, I got it. I can steer again. But the steering is actually now so insensitive I couldn't get out of the pit.
That's okay, but let's see how you go around the track. I mean, bear in mind you've just chosen 2,000, I think you said, for your range. If it doesn't work, go 1,500. You know, I said this is the meta game.
I'll go down if it doesn't work. It does seem better now.
Yeah. I say, I could see you. I could see you going. I mean, I can't hear you, but you're going tap 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 tap. No lock, full lock. No lock, full lock. Which is what you do on a pad, but that's not how you want to do it. But you do need to find the accelerator at the beginning of the race.
Got the. Sorry. It's manual shift for the first one.
It is.
I have to think about that.
Oh, back on the track, you terrible car. Oh, why am I following Shauka? He's taking a terrible line. Then I hit the grass.
I was following you.
Oh, wow.
And I did.
Yeah, you hit a solid wall, though.
Yeah, I kind of lost the track.
Man, that was a good lap, and I made no appreciable distance up on Shauka. Oh, yes I did. 400. So no, 0.4 of a second.
Do I have clearance? I have clearance. To go some grass. And no, it's not greener on this side of the road.
What's your clearance, Clarence? Ah, you're definitely bigger this time than last time. If we can just do like 25 laps, I should win.
Pretty sure you'll win.
I will if we have another 25 laps. Maybe 30. No, 2 wheels. It's an odd skill. One of the skills I do have absolutely on reflex is if a car goes up on 2 wheels, I can bring it back down straight away. No thinking, it's complete reflex. It's not a useful life skill though.
My car went on 2 wheels, I'd scream.
No, you have to steer into it.
I would think that's a useful skill. Or when it's called upon, it's better work good.
Yes, I mean that's why I highly advocate people play racing games, is because all these skills absolutely apply on the road. They'll only apply on the road in the pouring rain when you've hit an oil slick and someone in front's tyres burst or whatever. But knowing what to do, you know, for example, don't just wrench the wheel and slam on the brakes. You know, you'll know that from this. But it's unlikely I'll ever put my car up on 2 wheels. Oh, personal best from Schalke, look at that. Oh, wait, hold on, this is a new track, isn't it? Good nonetheless. I got the best lap, though. Best lap from me!
Yeah, fine. I'm starting to learn that if I'm locking the wheels, then I have gone a bit over the limits. That's good for me.
Yes.
But I want to actually have traction when I'm turning, so be
Yes.
slow
Now,
enough.
that does depend on the car. This car doesn't have ABS. In reality, unless you're driving a older car, you will have ABS. But I nearly fucking died from that, going down a snaking hill with a drop off over a cliff. Lock the front wheels up. And you can tell in a car, a real car, you can feel it very easily. Like the car just starts to just slide towards the outside of the corner. Should we restart then? Too early to restart race? No, it's not. Shut up. And there you just have to come off the brake, on the brake, off the brake, on the brake until you find the until you've bled off enough speed.
Oh, I totally fucked that up.
You did. You pressed the.
Sorry.
I've got a new macro for talking to people. I thought I'd just copy the way the Live the Speak community does those sort of macros and just include all possible circumstances in one message. So do you have digital or analog brakes on that pad?
Sorry.
I'm using the analog ones.
Okay.
I'm trying not to pull them completely.
Yep.
That's what we had last time.
Okay, Schalke's gone.
Yeah, I got lucky.
He's right behind me.
Yeah, but he just spun it.
No, I rolled it.
Rolled it, sorry. Well, we're still technically spinning it, just along a different axis.
There's like an actual mirror line, or like the glass is fracturing. That there's. That's new.
What, you broke your windscreen? It's not.
Yeah.
I broke my windscreen loads. That just means that I'm worse than you. So the exit speed from that hairpin's about 50, isn't it?
Three deciseconds faster. No, demiseconds.
3 demiseconds with 3 halves of a second. I don't think you meant demi.
I just gained 7 seconds.
What's the correct thing?
Deci is 1/10. Milli is 1,000th. Centi is 100th. But if you start saying centiseconds, people will think you're a madman.
But
We use
what
tenths.
is the pair that I want to give out?
Because we use
people?
tenths of a second, hundredths of a second. Someone goes, aha, you beat me by but 3 centiseconds.
That's
No.
gonna take a long time. Possibly a kilosecond.
No, it's a millisecond. Kilosecond. Oh, right. No, we have minutes. You see, we don't say.
Don't say that.
Yeah. You got decasecond. What's 100? Yeah, centu seconds? What would 100 seconds be rather than 100th of a second? Like century.
I'm not even sure there's a general way to say that.
What? Sorry?
I'm not even sure there's a general way to say that.
No,
As
I
in
can't.
a mathematical or physical way.
Because
For 100
kiloseconds.
there might be, but then that's like every 3 exponents there's a word, but I don't know what the gaps between that.
Yeah, I only know the word. The thing is, the word for a century is a tenth of a thousand of a millennia, isn't it? Oh yeah, so we got century, millennium.
Decade.
Decade, so it'd be decaseconds, yes, thank you. No, that's tenths of a second, yeah. That's decaseconds. And then you'd have kiloseconds, but what's 100? Where's Izard when we need him?
It might be like centoseconds instead of centiseconds.
Yes, could be. What do you think, Chad?
Maybe hectosecond.
I think we're mixing Roman and Greek up if you do that. I think.
Yeah, we are. Where am I driving?
You went right. I don't know why.
I have to change this option a little bit more.
What, you're steering?
Yeah, I'm going to put it to 175 now.
Okay, is your braking any better or not? Because there's another thing you should do with braking, you see. Because what you can do is you can tune the car to have less braking, which is what I do. Because I never to put my foot all the way down the brake, I have to tense and squeeze. The brake pedal's a lot of effort to press.
I'm pretty sure I did something like that last time. I don't remember what I did though.
But you could do the same thing. You could increase the maximum range of the brake in order to decrease. Are you not coming, Tad? Decisecond, he says. Yeah, we know tenths. That's decasecond. It's hundredths. I think it could be centiseconds or centoseconds.
So 60 times 60 is 316.
That's correct.
So 1000 seconds is about 3 of those.
Well, there's 3,600 seconds in an hour. It's about 20 minutes for 1,000 seconds. A bit under 18 minutes or something. Stay tuned for more fun maths content. Yeah, kiloseconds is not something anybody would say, though. We've got lots of numbers all the way up to, millennia for measuring time scales.
So a second is the only SI unit for time we have.
True, but but you don't measure like very, very fast speeds in centimeters per million seconds or anything like that.
You usually go over 2 minutes and hours. Years and light years and
astronomical units.
Yeah.
Oh, Amazon was advertising to be a sequential stick. It's only 70 quid. I'm looking at it going, I kind of want it. So instead of using flappy paddles, you have a stick. You bang it or pull it to go up a gear and push it go down a gear. And it would feel even cooler, but definitely not as good as the flappy paddles.
I actually like the pit stop limiter. Makes driving really smooth.
It does make it quite well, it makes it easy to finish the race, but not so much to win the race.
No.
That's half your goal done. Evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
If you have 1,000 seconds, that's a kilosecond. But what's 10 and 100 seconds?
Bear with me, because I've just woken up from a nap.
10 seconds is too short and 100 is too long.
We think we know, but two of us are in VR, so it's quite hard to check.
All right. Okay. So, what's the prefix for those things? Is what
yes, for long, it's milliseconds.
Well, 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters is a decimeter, isn't it?
Yeah. I thought it might be decasecond, but decisecond, decasecond. Yeah.
That's deci because it's a tenth of a meter. Not
the big one is deca and the small one is deci.
I believe Shalkra's correct.
So it's a decameter, yeah?
Decameter or a decasecond, I think. But 10 seconds is a decasecond. A tenth of a second
what's 100
is a decisecond.
Cento?
Right, because a tenth of it, decimate, and
yeah,
decimeter being a tenth of a meter.
Yeah, I think decimate would be to end up with 10 more people than you started with.
Yeah, well, actually, decimate means take 10% off, I think.
I thought it was to kill... Oh, was it to kill 1 in 10, not to kill 9 in 10?
I think so, yeah.
So can you do melee siege?
What? You certainly can, but it's not a widely used term. I millimated with someone. No, it doesn't work.
So, and what was the other one? 100 seconds?
100 seconds, yeah.
Well, we know what 100th would be.
Yes. Oh,
What did you decide?
Centa.
Centaur?
Yeah, so centi seconds would be 100th of a second, a centa
Yeah.
second would be 100 seconds. Because Schalke, like a madman, claimed that he was only like a couple of deciseconds behind me. And I was like, we're not doing that. It's not a thing.
Okay. If I'm exaggerating, I say femtoseconds.
Yeah, well, we don't have that many digital decimal places on our UI.
Doesn't matter if you're exaggerating.
Oh, true.
You can say what you like.
How good temporal resolution does the computers have? Like if you have a 2 GHz CPU, what's that in seconds?
So, in this game I can tell you the answer because the physics runs at 100 frames a second. So the most accurate of anything in this game is 100th of a second. The Windows high resolution timers are incredibly accurate in the many millions per second sort of accuracy. Oh, I hit.
As long as you're not using a Pentium.
I think that's been resolved now, but yeah, very accurate.
The giga equivalent would be nano. Would be.
Yeah.
We're talking nanoseconds.
I'd like to point out, by the way, Iron, your best lap's only 6 seconds off. That's not bad.
Is it? I'm just kind of driving casually, just trying to get a feeling for the map.
Yeah, well, keep driving a little bit less casual until you end up upside down, and then dial it back a little bit.
I'm just gonna crash then.
No, you see, then you dial it back.
So I haven't got robot voice today then?
No, absolutely fine, 100%.
Ah, just restarted my router before I came on. Maybe that is the secret.
But also I did. Yeah, now I'm in the grass. I did something wrong. I changed the gas and braking one, and I changed it symmetrically, so I can't really give full throttle.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I was just driving. I was like, wait, if I can't go full brakes, I can't go full throttle.
Race is over. I wonder why you park, Schalke. Yeah, so Iron Knight, you're still going through the first part of the meta game, which is to get the controls just right.
Way! That guy sitting there. You guys finished already?
Yes.
You are also.
So if
Wow.
you did all your laps, we just didn't notice. So what, you're on local PC, stream PC tonight? What's your...
Yeah, I'm on the old local PC, and frame rate seems to be high enough for VR off the bat. So maybe it was the router all along. God, sorry, I'm fresh into this map. I have no idea where I'm going.
Very short map. The only thing is the hairpin at the end is a tightening radius, so you need to slow down during the corner.
Okay, warn me when it's coming up. How about now?
No, not now.
And yet.
It's coming up. It's your next corner. You want to come out of it at about 55 miles an hour.
You don't know which way I'm facing.
I do. I can see you on the map.
Damn it.
Yes. I wish the map was diegetic. I wish the map was on a screen in the car.
Yeah.
No. Doink.
Why Why do I immediately try and follow you? You balls that corner up so badly, and I find myself going way too quickly into the corner going, I should follow that. I do know the answer is target fixation, but...
Carrier Command also had a patch, and I tried modding it, and I think it's quite easy to add more tactical stations.
Yes, so in the last patch they added a lot of the quality of life fixes we were using, and if the server mods, everybody else mods, and they've redone the logistics from scratch, but they have made it pretty idiot-proof, which is kind of a shame. But they don't seem to have addressed our, difficulty issues we were having.
Is this a car or a block of soap I'm driving?
Possibly so.
Well, I'm driving in front of you, so you must be driving a soapbox.
Oh God, shortcut.
Managed to spin myself up a couple of times.
Wow.
That's a long cut.
I bounced off the wall so hard, it told me I was driving the wrong direction. Every time Shaka's beaten me, it's not because he's been brilliant, it's because I've been really shit. Not that I wish to diminish your accomplishments. Incidentally, that video we did, by the way, was it's really entertaining to watch back.
I know. I only watched the first 8 minutes because that was the bit I was interested in, but is the rest of it good as well?
Yeah. I mean, we could probably have done with cutting it out, but we were basically chatting about the previous, our final thoughts on the previous crash while I was fast forwarding for the next one.
How was that my best lap? That was a terrible lap. I wasn't on the road half of the time.
The timing does not lie.
Well, guess I did well on the other parts.
I think Shark's video again was excellent. I like where you did the bit in slow motion with my voice in slow motion, showing that. I mean, I did technically have overlap almost. I basically had overlap.
What video is this?
Shaka did a summation of Sunday's one, I think.
Oh, right, okay. I haven't seen that.
Oh, because you didn't see what happened, Shark and I. Within 3 corners, we swapped places 4 times. It was just unbelievable.
I remember you saying that at the time.
It was just crazy. And
That's good, though. That makes it fun.
Well, I mean, the only reason I won is I didn't give up. I wanted to give up, but I thought I'd give it a go, and I just managed to claw back a bit more speed and overtook Schalke, I don't know, 10 yards from the finish line or something.
Never give up. Never surrender.
If anybody can give example of somebody winning after giving up, I would be very interested.
Wow.
I really like the place where you said you should use the windshield to see what's in front of you.
Oh no, there must be a case. There must be.
Well, there is.
Oh,
have you never heard? Yeah. Have you never heard of the Hare and the Tortoise, where the tortoise goes, "Oh, I'll never win," and then the hare falls asleep.
He doesn't give up. The tortoise is an inspiration to us all. Well, it's not. I think I've mentioned the whole story to you before, haven't I?
I reckon he gave up
the village
briefly when he
died
saw the
because
hare
the
take
lookout
off.
was bad.
Yeah.
That's
Because the tortoise
twist.
won the race, he then became the lookout for the village, and then the village, everyone burned to death. So there's a second part to Aesop's fable there.
But that's not Disney friendly, so it got cut out.
What? I don't think Disney ever did the tortoise and the hare, did they?
No, but
I mean, you say Disney friendly. Disney, the TV, the filmmaker that likes to kill off parents before the first act or during it, in the case of Finding Nemo.
I guess I just remember that lots of the stories are getting like big animation makeovers, and in that process they are sanitized a lot.
Are they? Whoa! We will slow down a lot.
Sorry.
That was technically my fault. Sai slowed down. Schalke slowed down. I hit Schalke. Schalke hit Sai.
The only racing games I played a lot of was Gran Turismo and Need for Speed.
No.
Sorry, Si, you can make it back now. Never give up. Never surrender. Yeah, they've both gone off. Just don't take that corner too quickly. Yeah.
Usually nothing with more realism.
Well, Gran Turismo is not actually very real, no matter what the PlayStation fanboys might say.
Oh, it was fun.
It's fun. Oh yeah, but they make it as the real driving simulation. It's really not. It just has lots of understeer, which is not the same as realism. I'm having a bit of an issue over here. And Sai goes into first place.
Tortoise power.
Oh! I think there may be a small physical issue with my car. Mechanical, physical.
Sorry, I bumped into those tires and then I hit you,
Yep.
Shaka.
My Chaos Kung Fu is not good enough to have dodged that. Although I did claim in the long analysis video that I was not occupied by the one crossing road, but rather I was calm and just driving the corner.
The one from Sunday where Izzard suffered an internet hiccup and just ploughed in front of you, not even a quarter of an inch of spare between your bumpers, was awesome.
Yeah, I think I let go of the steering wheel. There's no point.
And to get the hang of that
I get really
chicane,
nervous when there's someone in the mirror.
to a great
There's
degree,
someone behind me.
someone in your mirror is not your concern. Like a bit, but mostly, don't worry about it. That's their problem. Their problem is that you're in front of them.
No!
I got lucky, but I guess that counts.
In my experience, there's no such thing as luck.
No, but if you... There's a difference in if you get it by rolling dice or having a skill that can handle all the cases. Although I guess sometimes I do write functions that are like designed to work for some data, but then I have made it so that it will work as is for larger things.
Practice makes perfect. I'm sorry, I've also tuned my rig, so the rig was tilting the wrong direction. So it was leaning around corners like a motorbike. So instead of leaning
Alright, it was
backwards-
something plugged in the wrong way around.
No, I just have to set it up for the telemetry for each game, and I hadn't.
Alright.
So I separated out each axis and just tweaked it for an hour or so for the stream.
I thought the controlling software had like a big database of games already.
It does, and I don't know
Darn
why
thing.
it doesn't understand, because some games report like the G-forces, some games report the acceleration forces, which is in the opposite direction. No, you touched the brakes! You had that. If you hadn't braked, you'd have had me.
To a
Oh, man.
very large degree,
Run
this
out
is
of
a
race.
matter of getting the least amount of wipes.
It really was, wasn't it? Yeah, so with that one, I see you touched the brakes, and at that point your car stopped going around the corner, just went in a straight line.
Hmm.
It's almost never a good idea to touch brakes in a corner. Almost. Oh.
Ah! Where did that one come from?
That chicane is difficult though. I need to go much tighter on the first sort of chicane, the S-bend. Much tighter on the first part of it. And then I don't
Oh
have to
god,
roll the
people are
car
still
as
doing
much.
fireworks around here. It's ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, they're allowed to till 11 o'clock, I believe.
pretty much every night. Did you do backward before I came on, by the way?
No.
Mm.
Whoa!
Oh no, everybody's here.
Bye bye.
You're not.
Oh.
Yeah, like that. Yes, no.
I do think that drifting on the hairpin would make sense, but seems also very challenging.
Yes, certainly in a front-wheel drive car. Also, a reminder, when your car's in the air, no grip at all. Your whole car got a good foot off the road there. What I do find is on the second half of the chicane, you put the car into a nice little drift just to spin it back into the track quicker, and it bleeds off from speed. So you enter the chicane quickly and then bleed it off afterwards.
Yeah, well, I tried sedate last time and it didn't work, so I'm pushing it a bit harder this time, but might be a bit too soon.
Well, you're doing okay,
Oh,
apart from the corner after the straight. You just took a little bit too narrow, went up on the curb, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, just trying to get a feel for the car still. Like, in general, to learn the limits of something that you're in control of, you have to hit those limits. But in something like driving fast cars, that's very dangerous. So
Yeah.
you have to get very close to the limits, recognise them without going over them.
Sort of. I mean, you can enter a
No,
corner...
definitely, 100%.
Well, no,
100%, I'll die on that hill.
Well, you might. But you can enter a corner too fast and then scrub off the speed before you hit the wall. So you've exceeded the limit. I mean, if you go into something at double the limit, there's nothing you can do. But if you exceed the limit by a small-ish percentage, you can claw it back. You won't take the corner well, but you'll scrub the speed off. Conversely, in a motorbike, that is not the case. Fuck you, Aeronite.
Yeah, but I didn't say... My point was to learn where the limits are. You have to hit those limits, not that you have to fail as a consequence. Just that you have to get to the limit to know where it is.
Yes.
So that's why I say that's 100% correct.
Yep, I will give you that.
Oh, come on, don't stop there.
I'd like to call that a foul race. Ironite was in an awful place. I had to swerve, and in doing so, I rolled the car.
I'm
I
kind of
think if it's
stuck here.
sufficiently dangerous.
Go to the pits.
I know he was literally parked across the chicane. There was nowhere I could go. If I'd arrived 5 seconds earlier or 5 seconds later, it probably would have been okay.
If I would have just looked at the map before going to reverse, then that would also not have happened.
That is true.
I just looked at the map a few seconds too late.
Yes, I was the second to finish. Oh no, Shaco's left a dimension. Oh no, there he is, he's upside down.
Yeah.
Right, don't like this map. Or this car.
I'm not gonna finish this one.
Which would you like to swap?
I don't know.
Well, we can swap the car, we can swap the track.
Blackwood was questioned after.
We can do
And if
Blackwood.
we have a...
Yeah, let's do Blackwood.
Forwards or backwards? If you vote to end race, I can change it. So, would you want Blackwood or Blackwood Historic, and forwards or backwards? Blackwood Historic is the one without the second chicane after the hairpin, so the straight is a lot faster.
Which is confusing, isn't it? Because I go around the chicane anyway.
Okay, we can just do regular or Blackwood. What car would you like?
I don't mind.
Well, you have to pick one.
Fourth one.
The LX4 or the M.
I have no idea.
Okay,
I just picked one.
I'm vetoing that one because it's wrong.
Wow.
Any? Not that
The
one.
illusion of choice.
What, you want to go to you? Yeah, okay, I'll go with what Schalke said. You said Mini, but I'm going in British Racing Green this
You'd
time.
be like the worst magician. Sir, pick a card. Not that one. Someone else. Pick a card.
There you go. The car is locked in. Oh, I feel very tall in this car because it's so small.
I haven't joined yet. Oh, I need. Sorry, bear with me whilst I do my car
It's okay,
colours,
it's okay.
please.
Wait, have you not saved your car colours to a setup?
Yeah, I just haven't done it for this particular installation or car.
Oh, is it not stored in your online account? Stupid game.
I'm not. No.
That's dumb.
Nothing is.
That's also dumb.
Yeah, there's no.
Come on, Schalke, talk race. No, he's winning.
I have the high ground.
Yeah, I forgot about gravity. Yeah, I know you need to pick the same car.
Yeah, I was trying to get the colors and I'm always pressing the wrong button for the presets and I'm just slow.
Well, some parts of the game could do with an UI overhaul. I don't think anyone would disagree with that.
But if you don't do any work on the game, then you're just gonna rack in sales income without any work.
Well, yeah, but the more work you do, the more sales you make. And gravity's gonna get you, you sod.
We haven't actually started, have we? No.
No, we're just waiting. We're waiting for people to hit start.
Start.
It really does not like that. By the way, the car-to-car collision in this is vague.
Yeah, the high-beam car interactions with that were quite great forces involved.
Yeah, well, yeah. When TAD's involved in a car collision, it's never good. Like my British Racing Green Mini. It's got the races flag on the. Oh no, it's got Union Jack. I'm good. Not the races flag.
Oi.
I was thinking there's almost no movement on the rig in this car because the car is a lot lighter and there's much stiffer suspension.
That's fast.
Yeah, it's a good little car, this one. Tad hates it because it's too light. I like it because it's so light.
You just can't please everyone.
Incidentally, I looked up forthcoming spaceship launches, and there's one end of November, and it's called DART. It's the Double Asteroid Relocations. I can't remember. It's got.
Oh, yeah.
It's fantastic. They're ramming an asteroid. They're ramming a satellite into an asteroid to see if they can deflect its course, which is amazing.
So they got Steve Buscemi on it.
They're really doing that.
They're genuinely doing it. But yeah, they reckon it will alter its course by about 0.5 millimeter a second.
Wow.
Which is a huge amount because it will.
That's
then
a lot.
Well, yeah. I was like, oh, it's amazing. But
So hang on, are they pushing it sideways then?
they're just slightly altering its trajectory.
Right, but not. They're not changing. And they 0.5 millimeter a second. Why is that not measured in like degrees per second?
Because they're changing its.
Delta V is kind of the standard thing.
Yeah. So so I guess it will change speed by 0.5 millimeter for 1 second, and then forevermore be moving at 0.5 millimeter at a different speed. But there's two asteroids basically orbiting each other. We're going to knock one out, and then send another probe in a couple of years to see how it did and if it's moved.
Right, so they're slowing it down, but it's keeping the same direction.
They're just changing its orbit very slightly, just to see if it's possible, and therefore if an asteroid was going to hit the Earth, they could use it to deflect the asteroid so it just missed the Earth.
Or the other outcome that it doesn't do anything, and then when the asteroid comes, we know we are screwed.
What if
Yeah.
it hits some other planet and takes out another species?
I think
Surely that's against Star Trek laws or something.
I don't think they can knock it out of orbit around the sun. Just into a different orbit.
The
but
sun
yeah,
has an escape velocity.
it does.
And also
but-
2 asteroids orbiting each other, that's like extremely weak interaction. So the asteroids are going to orbit the sun rather than orbit each other.
Yes. But yeah, they've got loads of acronyms, like the camera's called Draco, the 2 camera systems, the 2 thrust systems are called Luke and Leia, and they're all very convoluted acronyms, so they can call it those things.
Acronyms start with the name.
Yes. Welcome to the, what's it? Shit, I've forgotten the name of, I've forgotten what the acronym stands for. Something Intelligence Enforcement and Logistics Division. What does this tell you? Somebody really wanted it to say SHIELD. Strategic, Homeland, Enforcement, Intelligence and Logistics Division. I definitely do the best when I'm not thinking about driving, by the way. I really do. I was thinking about spaceships and asteroids and things. And just a reminder, you are all invited. I'm planning very tentatively on a road trip next year to watch the first spaceship launch from European soil.
Oh, where's that gonna be?
The absolute arse end of Scotland.
Ooh.
Like, details when I have them. Which are currently a bit vague.
I'm surprised they've gone sort of further away from the equator to do it in.
It's for polar launches, rather than... there's another one down in Cornwall, but that's for space planes, really. But yeah, it's for polar rather than...
Equilateral or equatorial.
Equatorial, yeah, I don't know what the... I'm just glad with my ships as Kerbal Spaceship can get into orbit, let alone naming the types of orbit. Wonky, skew width, broken, incorrect. I still got my first Kerbal save as well. I promised all the Kerbals I left in orbit I'd rescue them one day. What a lie that was. There's dozens of them just stuck in orbit forever.
Now we have
so their food
7
runs out.
astronauts to save. Let's do a rescue mission. Now we have 9 astronauts to save.
Oh good, I've unlocked the larger Q capsule. Now I can get 5 stuck in orbit at once. Well, we're all very consistent here. Like, it's a little bit spaced, but it's definitely consistent. Let's not go down into second this time. Much better. Oh, too fast, too fast.
This is a speed race.
Well, I'd all races speed races. Is there another type of race?
I guess it's a competition if it's not about time. Or I guess like top speed races could be. Or is it a race?
That's not a race, that's a, what's a drag? I guess a drag race, yeah. Oh, my last lap was my best one. No, not a record though. And I didn't wreck the clutch, that has to be, I really was in the zone.
No.
That was terrible. I'd like to tweak the detail of the cars, by the way, because the little latches on the front of the bonnet disappeared about 15 feet away. Oh, sorry, I've got some new macros. Let me show you them. I've got this one. Let people know.
Streaming live at youtube.com/protectjames/live.
I've got that one to tell people off.
No ramming. Or
And to cover all other circumstances.
Sorry, that was my fault, my bad, what are you doing? Exclamation mark, not question mark.
I think they're just covered. No, it's more of a, what are you doing? But to just cover any positive or negative interaction, I've gone with the community standard of having one macro just to cover everything. Like thanks/sorry was definitely my favourite one. Oh, Sai's getting lag. You had a 5-second lag there.
5 seconds?
Your cat's above your head. Yeah, you're getting massive lag spikes. You just
scared
disappeared.
of being
Was that Tad that
teleported
just
into.
joined? Who just joined? Whoa!
Whoa!
Oh, you teleported in, I think.
Nah, that wasn't me.
Yeah, you stopped. You've now lagged up for 6 seconds. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, you've properly had a fail.
Who, me?
Yep. You
Who's
lagged
running
up.
this server?
Well, I am.
Well, I seem to be connected to Discord, okay.
Yeah. This is what we get with Tad sometimes. Like so I think the game chucks away packets that are too old. If you get a buffer fail, it will just start to chuck away all the packets. But it never goes. Although this packet is too old, it's still also the newest one I've seen. That you froze on the map again.
We should play on a server that's not in your house sometime as well.
Well, we have to because with the mod patch.
Probably because I joined.
Yeah, well, it was literally the moment you joined, which did strike me as a little bit unusual.
We should let Tad host sometime.
Yeah. Oh,
No.
Which what was it for no drifting? That one. Says the guy called Drifter who just joined.
And there he goes.
Bye.
But how's he supposed to show off how good he is at drifting?
In YouTube videos of his
Somewhere
own.
else.
Too fast.
Sometimes I get a good drift and sometimes I get a bad drift on the last turn.
Yeah, you don't ever want to drift by more than a couple of degrees. I mean, it's a very inefficient. So you want to drift to pivot the car and then come out the drift as quickly as you can to put power down. Because when you're drifting, you're losing a huge amount of velocity because of the sideways movement of the car. So you want to stop that as soon as you can.
But that's good if the braking is what's supposed to be accomplished.
Yes, if you want to bleed off speed and align yourself, yes, you can do it. I was doing that on the chicane.
That's a great name. Great name for a racing sim. Bleed off speed.
Well, I'm still need a name, so I think I've settled on my train game being called Failway Train, because I like the pun. I don't have a good name by forklift game yet. I like...
Fortnite is good.
Forknight is good, but
What was that very punny one that someone came up with?
Forknight, yeah. I like Forknight, but...
You don't want Epic to sue you, yeah.
Well, I don't want to be accused of copying stuff, quite frankly. I like...
Reminds me of one of my favourite jokes.
Go on then.
Well, I guess I'll do it in a minute. Can I do it?
You can do it, yeah.
So there's a couple having an argument and... Okay, here I go. So there's a couple having an argument and the man says to the woman, "You know your problem? You've got no imagination." And she says, "Yeah, well, you know your problem? You've got no imagination."
Sensible chuckle.
My wife said to me the other day, "You just never listen," which was an odd way to start a conversation.
Ha ha ha. Another sensible chuckle.
Lol. Yeah, so I've got Izzard and Tad are both. If you look at the bottom left, you should see the little network indicator. See the two bars that aren't going down? That's Tad and Izzard. I don't know why.
Well, we know why for me.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's weird. My client's actually teleporting me now.
Huh? No. There's no client side.
Yeah.
No, there's none of that. That's not a thing. The game does not have it.
Yeah, no, that's why it's weird when it happens. It just happened twice.
The only way that could happen is if something else in your computer just, you know... Yeah, but your frame rate would stop. You won't just teleport around.
I was seeing that climb
It
up
was
like at
one
the
frame I
same
was
frame.
one place, the next frame I was somewhere else.
That's how we see you as well.
Yeah, but that's not how he sees him. You get them walking, people
That's
die.
I understand that was very poorly explained.
Did the frame rate hiccup at the same time?
Oh, this sand is just awful.
Try not to hit it. Tad, did your frame rate drop at the same time?
No, not as far as I can tell, but I don't have the frame rate counter up,
No,
'cause I don't
but
know how.
It didn't lock up for like, you know, half a second or something.
No, it was literally one frame to the next movement that wasn't an input from the controller.
The only thing I can think of is that you hit somebody that you didn't know about.
Oh,
Okay,
my tires are gone.
I've only got one spike of bad networking now. Why are your tyres going, Tad? Have you forgotten to select the car
Yay,
setup
Shulka.
with the improved braking? Malarkey.
I fell over before the finish line.
Haha! Second
Did
place
you? Is it
fine.
available?
What? You edited your config, so you brake less hard, remember?
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what the brake balance should be. Oh no, I haven't on this car. But yeah, if you're locking it up, reduce your brake balance. Because the default brake
I'm
balance...
puffing smoke out the back of my car. Lol.
Yeah. The default's 440 nanometers. You can also change it across all cars by going Options, Controls, Axis/FF, and increasing the range for your brake.
But I'm using a controller now. I thought that was
Yeah.
going to help with that, but I guess
Yeah, but only if
it's
you're...
still almost binary.
Well, no, it's not. So in the bottom
If
right...
you just
in
slam the
bottom-
triggers.
In the bottom right, you get your accelerate and brake lines. The bottom right. Question for Tad.
I think we have to press a button to see that.
Tad, answer the question. Tad?
Hang on, I'm finishing the race.
Wow. We know where you've come. Bottom right, what do you see?
Bottom right of what?
Screen.
Options?
No, of the screen. What do you see? Do you see little bars going up and down?
Yeah.
Cool.
Purple's really high.
Purple? I see clutch is blue. Yeah, so when you press your brake pedal, that shows your brake pedal there. Yeah? So you need to press it less hard. Or you need to tweak it so the end of the trigger is not all the braking force. Which, as I said before, you very rarely need. So, are you going to be less cack-handed, or should I explain to you how to make it less sensitive?
We'll just... Yeah, we'll do that. We're good.
Okay, you're going to be less cack-handed.
Yeah, that too.
We're all in trouble then.
Yeah, it's going to be terrible. Maybe I'll even get a good lap time.
Alright, so your goal for this race is to beat your previous best lap time of 7.5 minutes.
That was my best at that time.
Yes.
When you restart because you flip or something, it just dumps all the time together.
Okay.
Okay, so far everybody's internet is perfect. silly. Oh, I'm flat shifting here to get a little bit more speed. Sorry, clutch. No. Oh. Yeah, the only reason I didn't follow you off is I stood on the brakes.
Ha ha ha! I'm not behind you guys anymore. I'm in the middle.
There are definitely circumstances where being the least crashy person will win you the race over the fastest lap time.
Isn't that how that one guy got into the Olympics?
Oh, it's
For
was it Canada?
competitive ice skating?
No, it's how he won gold. I think that wasn't Canadian. It wasn't Jamaican. That would have been too cool. But it was some warm place, and everybody else fell over at the ice skating championship, and he came in first.
That's how he got. And that happened all the way up until he got gold. It kept happening for him, and he's freaking out, going, "How does this keep happening?"
Jamaica, we have a bobsled team.
Sorry. Ah!
Oh,
Lost control. You happy? Oh, I'm lost again. Well, I beat the time of 7 minutes.
Yeah, you got a new personal
Nice.
best.
To a great degree, you should be focusing on your personal best until it's, within about 10% of say, Schalke's. And then you can start worrying about races and places. But worry about just smooth laps.
I was actually quite good on this map with the other cars. I don't know which one though.
This isn't far off the LFG because this is again a light front-wheel drive car.
I'm having
The
a
race
little
is
bit
long.
of trouble keeping it on the road.
It's very light, so you can, if it does something you don't want it to, you can tell it to stop, and it should react pretty quickly. You can brake very late. You can take corners
Kept
very
braking.
fast. You can put it into massive power drifts like that. Whoops, Daisy.
Yay! What?
But you want to be aiming for about 1 minute 20 on this. That would be a good lap, 120.
140 now. Best of 135.
Yeah, let's get that.
Race.
See, I was following the rules so I don't get called out in Shagger's video.
He's good at that.
Yeah, he's not infallible though. And also, as we've discussed with our round
Never
tables,
said he was.
there's some infractions that you could call one of a couple of different ways, depending on how you interpret it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Racing incident is the great phrase.
In the slow motion bit, DJ is saying that depending on which breakpoints one uses, it could be that he was not in time.
Well, that
And
particular
then I
corner-
find that I break in 3 different spots, and then I analyze that not with this one, not with this one, not with this one.
But that particular corner, you brake so far back because that's the one where you're not really on the ground for most of the journey into the corner.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I have a very different style to take
Nice.
the corner than the rest of you.
Wow. Oh, you can take that up with Lewis Hamilton. Oh, how did you keep my way through that one? I thought I did that corner brilliantly.
Not as brilliantly as me.
Well, apparently not. Oh, bugger.
Bugger!
One of the advantages of going into boring weeds is that nobody else will bother, so you can just single-handedly call it what it seems.
Yeah, but I get to argue in the chat.
Breaks too much.
To do it properly, what we need to do is have a whole evening of racing, count up who win, the wins and the losses, and then do the review of all the races, and then see who wins after you've been penalised for the shit you did.
Do you mean NASCAR?
Well, pretty much like, or Formula 1. They go, yeah, actually, we're going to knock 30 seconds off your lap time because of that terrifying thing you did. So, Si, on that lap, I got away from you by a whole...
Is that what happened to that dude that
seconds.
slipped under him?
I didn't follow the Verstappen-Hamilton thing. Twitter talked about it, but I haven't...
I saw it on Reddit. He slipped underneath him in the pit on-ramp and just went around him.
Oh, dear.
Oh, there was a lot. Like, even his crew was yelling at him, like, you can't do that.
Well, that's why you have the pit limiter, so you're all going at the same speed. It's just a button. You don't manually have it.
No. He got under him, and then the only reason he didn't wind up in the wall was because the pit on-ramp was there. And so he got on the pit on-ramp, snuck around the other driver that had no idea who was there, got around him, got around the corner and passed him. But everyone's like, oh my fucking god, did that just happen?
Oh, I shall have to watch that.
The only reason he didn't crash was because of the one spot on the racetrack that he did that.
Good race.
Meh.
What, you were a whole... 1.7 seconds behind me.
Meh.
Huh?
But... And your internet seems to have come back to a working state, so that's also good.
Well, I'm not gonna finish this. Oh, I'm back on my wheels. Okay. We can vote to restart though.
Well, you might come in first.
First?
Well, you might do.
Did you guys stop now?
I just wanted to give you a sense of...
False hope.
Yeah.
I saw Schalke came in first. Come on! Well, at least I've got a head start.
Would you like us to restart?
No, don't mind my time.
So, due to one thing and another, there is a distinct chance I will be driving across the country on Christmas Day. And one thing sprung to mind, because I'm hoping to do it in an EV. And I don't know if you've ever tried to find an open petrol station on New Year's Day or Christmas Day, but it can be sometimes very hard to do. And I was like, oh, I don't need to worry about it. All of the charging points will just be open. Wonderful.
So you completely dropped the fuel car? Or,
I will be for that journey.
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm not getting rid of my Scooby though.
He doesn't want to take the Impreza for that.
No, there's no way. Like, it's... But firstly, the Impreza's at 49,500 miles. It's about to hit 50,000 miles. And secondly, the fuel cost for that journey would be about 300 quid. It's not a fuel-efficient car. Oh my god, this is all very neck and neck here.
50,000 miles? That's not bad.
I'm getting barrel.
It's extremely low. It's probably one of the
I
lowest.
can't keep it.
Two doors.
Are you gonna tackle me from the grass? No, because you're in front of me.
Excuse me.
Sorry about that.
Excuse me, lads. Got somewhere to be. First place.
Whoa.
That place.
Sorry, I'm... Oh, so tight for so long and then I mess it up.
What
Oi, oi. I make a simple ram.
Why? That was all so good. You guys slightly messed up. I overtook. Perfect.
Yeah, all that attention was draining out of me.
Ah, see, that's what we need. We need entire races like that. That was glorious. But yeah, no, I'm keeping one of the smart cars. I'm keeping the Impreza. I've got rid of my my big motorbike now. I have an electric motorbike, and I will be getting rid of one of the smart cars and getting an electric car. I'm going green. I mean, that's not why. The electric motorbike is quite frankly the most fun thing I've ever driven, like bikes. It's a perfect
How are
balance
you for?
between scary and fun. How am I for?
How are you for parking space at home?
I have 3 spaces and probably enough room in my garage for 2 more motorbikes.
Oh, nice.
This is the correct number of motorbikes is garage spaces plus 1. That's just how it works. And you're like, oh, but I need this one for sunny days, this one's for touring, this one's if I want to go quickly, and this one's for track days, and this one is just for, you know, short distance commuting. Bikes are very cheap, like for the cost of my, even the cheapest car on the market, I can pick up like 5 motorbikes, so, you know, people do end up having quite a bunch of them because they are so cheap to own. But yeah, I got a cold call today from a company called Verisum, I think it was, not Verisign, and they are a company that offers a subscription-based security system. And they did quite a long spiel and tried to get me to buy it there and then. I'm like, yeah, no. I said, come back on Saturday. And a quick Google shows, do not go with these people. They do a hard sell. After a year of contract, the price goes up drastically. If you drop the contract, they take all the security gear back. So I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. That was my fun story from today. I need to keep talking, my lap times go down. Up. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever driven on Christmas Day or or New Year's Day, but I have had situations where I've gone to a petrol station and it's just shut, and then another one and it's shut. It's like, but I just won't have to worry about that, and that's amazing, and I love that to bits.
So all charging stations are unmanned?
Yep, all of them. Well, there might be some manned ones, but I don't know of any. On the flip side, sometimes they don't work because they're broken. Someone's rammed them or vandalised them. Although anyone who vandalises something capable of delivering like 350 kilowatts is asking for trouble. There's a very famous public information film from the 70s in the UK about a little Jimmy, and he had a frisbee and he threw it to a new power substation and then went to get it and died. I have a funny feeling we'll see videos like that. Like, don't vandalise EV chargers, you'll die.
Yeah, well, EV chargers aren't like power substations, though. They don't have fences several meters away from them to stop you going in, and they're not delivering all that power all the time.
True.
You'd have to sort of like knock it completely off its bases and stick your hands in the ground to get to the juice, I would think, because it's obviously going to have a lot of safety features and be in a very low power state when no one's near it using it.
Yes. But yeah, they do get vandalised apparently. I don't think too much in the UK, but certainly in other places. And one cool thing, and I do like the idea of this, is soon all of the Tesla superchargers should have Wi-Fi for the people charging. So you pull up, plug your car in, get out, get a cup of coffee, and sit in your car and watch Netflix on the nice big screen in the car, using their Wi-Fi while it charges. I think that's awesome.
And suspiciously, all the adverts are for Tesla upgrades.
Adverts on Netflix?
It's more likely than you think.
It's not. Well, it might be, but then there'll be a button marked cancel, and then open the Pirate Bay and just fucking torrent everything. There's no way I'm paying and being subject to adverts. That's not how it works. So I can't understand why people have Virgin in the sky.
That is the nicest thing I did was get YouTube Premium.
Oh yeah, YouTube Premium.
Well, I was going to say, I recommend it to everyone. It's life-changing. You don't realise how often you hop on YouTube to just check something out until you get YouTube Premium.
The only thing is, now I begrudge YouTubers who have like a 30-second advert for Squarespace or whatever. There's one channel called Donut Media, and their advert has a second play progress timer along the bottom, which is really good because you can just quickly see when the advert ends, which I like. Although the advert's quite funny.
Yeah, I do like
corridor crew right here. Sponsors
the content creators that put chapters on their video are the real kings.
Sai, you went all robot then, I'm afraid. Shut up, Cap.
Great.
Oh no, that was fine. What is it, Dora?
Okay, so I'm gonna leave now.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, it was fun. I learned a lot.
Well, that's the good thing about this game. It has an incredibly long learning curve, and the skills you learn absolutely apply on the road. Hopefully not too often.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like no ramming.
Yeah, the ramming. Don't ram.
Don't break when
That's a very important thing on the road. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, nice close racing. Shaka, don't fuck it up this time. Oh, I missed the bloody gear up pedal.
You'll be okay.
Pedal. Oh, Tad's internet seems fine, but you guys are brave. Oh, that's right, Tad, you were fine. You were absolutely fine. Like, literally no issues at all.
No, I did that on purpose.
Yeah, but you were fine. Like,
I haven't seen any of you. You're
all,
still in the starting spot.
We're all just in front of you.
I'm not dealing with this.
Yeah, there was
That's
one
fine.
issue when somebody was freezing appropriately, and then that is just blowing through as if he's not seeing them, and I guess he was not seeing them.
There you are. Oh, gone again.
Oh, Sire's got that corner down to a fine art.
We are not far behind.
No, I'm just. That was textbook from Sai. That one a bit.
Well, that wasn't. What the hell?
You want to come back on the great stuff? And then what? Oh, did Tad get you?
No, I don't think so.
Really? You went flying and
If I did, I don't know about it.
No, I think what happened there was
from any of you.
Right. Usually, if I go on the grass, I can often keep my foot planted and gently steer back onto the tarmac, but it didn't work in that case. As long as I had my foot planted, I wasn't steering back towards the tarmac at all. It was only when I came off the gas
that
that I could steer.
bit you're on is uphill, so the weight would have been transferred more towards the rear of the car, because these are front-wheel drive cars rather than four.
Yeah, it could well be.
Well, somebody's behind me now. Good luck.
But yeah, I was chatting with Rob about this because he's looking at getting a car, and I'm like, for the extra money, if you can get four-wheel drive, get four-wheel drive. You will never regret having four-wheel drive ever, and it's so
What
much
was Rob
better.
saying about his Yaris? Did he crash it or something?
Yeah, Rob wrote his Yaris off in a spectacular fashion about 20 years ago.
Huh.
But we were talking about Rob's crash analysis, and he thought we were doing a video about his Yaris for some reason. Don't know why.
Oh. I hope he watched it, because it wasn't really about him so much as just the way that the assumptions can get made about what people can see and not see.
Yes, I mean, there was another crash in that video that was very interesting, where Shauka rammed me, because Shauka and I were both fixated on you doing something terrifying. So we've kind of forgot about each other.
Yeah, that's in dispute, but yeah, that's part of the plot.
Well, pay closer attention, but not to me.
We'll keep that in mind.
Oh, was that my lap record? Yes! 18.99. Welcome to the 118 club.
Both of you. All three of us, actually. All three of us got records.
I'm here to set lap records and drink milk. And I've just finished my milk.
Well, I just got a knock on my door. Can you unjam the printer? Not right now.
Granted, my record isn't any.
See, your response should have been, but what?
How?
Siri, call the time travel enforcement agency.
Yeah, I should have said, can you fax me
I
that
do
request,
think it's weird
please?
that everything we build,
Like everything we
Go
build.
silent suddenly.
everything we build can have percussive maintenance done to, except printers.
And electron microscopes.
I mean, Sai, you're probably correct. Tad, you're completely wrong.
Okay.
What, you've never hit a printer to make it work?
The only percussive. It does it though.
Well, it doesn't work.
No.
It doesn't work regardless. I mean, the hitting it is just.
Exactly.
No, I'm
Satisfying.
not joking. My
you're
3D
pulling
printer,
office space.
my 3D printer is more reliable and goes wrong less and is more fixable than my 2D printer, and that is not an exaggeration. It genuinely is. Like
No,
I can. Well, I can strip my 3D printer down to its component parts, open those parts up, and fix them. Whereas my printer is just a black box of paper jam or magenta is low.
The economics is
missing
probably that the
cyaning.
producers
Yeah.
want you to buy new one, so they don't make them to last and try to buy the excuses for people to get more or buy the inks rather than have the printers.
No, it's more to do with the fact it's just cheaper to have a single integrated circuit board.
Thanks, guy.
I could have gotten easily past you then, but I hit you instead. No Shauka. Overlap! Son of a bitch.
We shall check.
That was lots of overlap.
You
at
made
that
a
point.
hotkey for that.
No, definitely in that case I had substantial overlap.
Yeah, and I'm making improvement of making the contacts lighter, even.
No, I'm hitting you less hard than I used to, so it doesn't count. Oh no, what happened to Sai?
I've left the map. I went. Oh, I'm now upside down in the sky. Perhaps I'm underneath the map. No, I'm about 50 meters under the ground at the moment. I'm looking up at the track.
Has
which
it
is
said you're retired yet?
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah,
hit
the
Tad.
caravans have no wheels. No, I didn't. I tried to.
He
I
did
tried
at one point.
No, what happened was I tried to improve my time through the chicane by not braking at all, and it didn't work.
Oh,
I hit
Shauka,
the
what
curbing.
the fuck?
What is happening
What?
in my rear
What?
mirror?
What?
How do I take it? How do I take the screenshot?
I don't know in this game. There might be a button. F12 for Steam games. So, Shauka,
I can do it in
you
the
went to do
headset,
your
actually.
drift maneuver, and in doing so, you just bled off way too much speed. Like, loads more than I could possibly brake, because you just put it into a drift, and then I hit you, and then I won. So,
Did you have overlap before I started to bleed off speed?
no, so, how can I put this? If you brake, I can brake, and you can't brake faster than me. But if you put it into a sideways drift, and I'm not set up for a sideways drift, the only thing I can do is ram you. I can't steer, I can't brake. Accelerating doesn't help. And that's what happened there. You put it into a 30-degree drift, and then I just T-boned you because I can't bleed off speed that quickly. I've seen you doing the drifts there. It does give you a nice angle, but you lose a lot of speed very quickly. Now, it's possible, if I hadn't hit you, if you weren't there, I would have gone right off, and you slowed me down to the right speed for the corner.
Wind speed 9 miles per hour.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a mod so I can crack that to like 900. Oh, size lagged out. He's somewhere in front of us. There he is. Oh, he stopped again. I think your printer's using up all the internet.
Playing CSI.
Oh, no, there we go. He's just walked back inside Tad. And I'd say reboot your router, but I think it's a bit late for that. Or a bit soon, rather.
How old's your router? Router.
About 6 months.
Really?
I mean, it shouldn't be my
Yeah.
internet connection. It's not doing anything else. I've generally got an enormous amount of spare bandwidth. But in that case, what happened is Sai was warping in and out, and then Tad teleported inside him, flipped him outside the level. I'm happy to restart, boy, because that was obviously a definite internet failing. So if you press N...
I'll carry on for now, I'll just retest.
Once or possibly twice, does that show your ping? I can't remember. In the bottom right, N for name display, there's a few toggles on N. One of them should show everyone's ping. I can't remember if it shows yours. Because Tad's is getting up into the 2 seconds, but yours is horrific right now.
Mine says 70. Oh yeah, no, it's going very high. It's going over a second. Let me try.
It's a shame that the game doesn't try and work out roughly what the other player might be doing, rather than warping them in and out of existence. And when you warp back in, you should probably be a ghost. Like Forza, you're a ghost when you warp back in. If there's collision during the warp,
SnowRunner.
you go invisible until you're clear of something. Yeah, like SnowRunner when you warp out of a garage. Yeah, Malcolm said they haven't fixed SnowRunner. They've just abandoned multiplayer and they're just making it worse. Like that.
That's shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, SnowRunner's one of the games. I mean, I have so much love for that game. It's so good in so many ways. But I must be able to play it with my friends. I'm sorry, that's just a requirement. And more than 4 people would also be nice. Because that's a very arbitrary restriction. You have as many vehicles as you like on the map.
My ping is still jumping around. It's low at the moment. No, it's gone high again.
Do you have the same router as I've got?
I guess I could try restarting the router.
Basis.
Yep.
So you should be able to look at what your bandwidth is and what's using it, and if you've got plenty of spare bandwidth. You know, is child torrenting?
No. No, it's the 5G Huawei thing.
Oh, okay. Does that not have a fancy traffic graph?
No.
That's a shame.
No.
My one, I can see every computer on my network and what app, if it knows about it, which it generally does, what app is using the bandwidth, and it's and then you can sort them in order. It's really, really good, the management system on it. But yeah, if you're on the wireless one, it could just be as simple as I said, someone's microwaving nearby.
Well, I'm sitting about 50 centimeters from it.
Yeah, but it could be it out to the internet. Momsicle Helper, are you still there before I start responding to you? Because I can only look at chat irregularly. I hope you're still there. If so, just shout and I will wax lyrical. And if you're not there, I can't message you and say, hey, I've responded to your thing. See, this is where
cars on the bridge.
This is where I thought someone like Tad would have had the chat open so they could let me know that people are talking to me, but no, apparently not.
I can't trust my internet to do 2 things at once.
I might be able to make the chat make a noise. The thing is, I can't read the chat when I'm in the game. Oh, Schalke's off. His odds off. Oh no, he saved it. Sort of.
Sort of. Pipe down back there, or I'll crash into you.
No, Tad, careful! Oh.
God, it's terrifying being behind.
So his odds just disappeared. Can you see us, Tad?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna reboot my router. Not that
dear.
makes any sense that I should have to do it again. So soon.
You're jerking all over the place.
Who, me?
Alright, I'm going off here.
Yeah.
I'm
getting sporadic packets from you, so that makes sense.
Well, that means you're getting sporadic packets from the server. I don't think the game is peer-to-peer. I'm pretty sure it's all via the server.
Oh. Well, it's just you 2 racing then. Have fun.
Yeah. You can still win, Tad.
I can't get You all are really good at this map. And this car. You all consistently get
Well,
the best lap I've had. I'm still 3 seconds behind you.
what is your record lap? What's your best lap ever?
121?
Yeah, well, okay, you are about 3. Yeah, well, you're only 2
Not
seconds.
good at this game.
Practice. No, you're only 2 seconds behind. That's not bad. No, when you next, or if you ever do go on a racetrack, it's hilarious after having sim racing. You go on a racetrack going, everything, it just feels like all the controls are 10 times better, all the G-forces are 10 times better, and the sound is 100 times better. But the reflexes you've developed absolutely still apply.
But I don't have a car to do that with.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, I guess I could do it on the bike, but
any car's
that's
a track car.
totally different anyway.
Yeah, but any car's a track car.
Oh.
Andy took his Ford Fiesta on track with me and my Impreza. It was great fun.
Sure, it was hilarious.
They didn't set any lap records, but the thing is, he had fun, and that's what's important. I mean, I did too.
Yeah, it's more, I'd for an hour a day. The last thing I want to do is spend, which I've got to do this weekend anyway.
What have you
Gotta help my sister move to her new house.
Is your sister moving out of your current house?
No,
Oh.
out of her current apartment
Well, that doesn't
to a different town
give you any more internet then, so that's crap.
with a house I think she's buying. It might. She's always said I can live with her.
Well, you should do that, because she'll have better internet. Just live with her Thursdays and Sundays.
And whenever we decide to play Mindustry again.
Yeah, and to be fair, Mindustry's quite forgiving of shitty internet.
Yes.
But I'm waiting for the next big patch of Ministry. I'm thoroughly looking forward to it. I love Ministry bits. Whether or not, I don't know whether we'll start again or whether or not we'll try and see if our existing save goes. If they're completely redoing progression, I suspect we'll
starting
start
again?
I suspect the progression won't make any sense.
They've added a thing or three, but other than that,
Yeah, but they haven't
really.
done the progression yet.
Nothing like big.
But they haven't added multiple planets yet. Because we
No,
made a
no, not yet.
huge mistake in our playthrough of which planet was our source planet. It wasn't a good choice. We needed a huge
Sector or planet?
Yeah, which sector we send everything to.
No, which is the distribution map.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pick the starter map for some reason.
Hey, I don't know how it worked at that
It doesn't
point.
have any room.
Oh, man.
That's fair.
I'm a whole second off my
But everybody makes Salt Flats the map for that because
Yes.
it's the biggest open area single map in the game. It's just got no water.
Is Salt Flats the one with the ocean down the left side, or am I thinking of a different level?
No, there's no water on the map. There's only sand. And that's the best place to pull water from with water extractors. The rest of the map is the white baked sand that you get like a 60% debuff
Oh yeah.
for pulling water out. It's pretty bad.
I messed up 2 corners in a row. Shout goes in with a chance. Oh god, chance. Oh, somebody asked me a question about the motion rig and I missed it. So I do apologise.
Aw.
I haven't seen how many videos our crash analysis has
Being
got.
able to...
I said if we get 100, I think I'll do another one. I really enjoyed it. I think it's really entertaining to watch. And it's interesting seeing us.
Was I even in it?
No. It's still good.
No,
though.
I didn't think so.
But it's really interesting because
You weren't worried about what the moving hazard was.
No, it's really interesting. We watch a crash and Shaka thinks he's in the right, and I think I'm in the right. And then you watch it from each other's point of view, and from a subjective point of view, you're both in the right. And in some cases, I didn't look left, Shaka didn't do a shoulder check, or so we were both focused on something else. But then you watch from the external view, which is much more objective, and suddenly you go, oh yeah, I didn't realise I was swerving across. Oh yeah. So it's really interesting. I just wish the game looked really good.
Create a mod.
Do what?
Write a mod, but you're not going to do that. You're
No.
trying to make games that make money.
Well, I mean, this game does have mod support coming out, but that's more for like custom cars and tracks rather than rendering mods. Bear in mind if anyone is interested.
Yeah, you say that.
What's a key for my train game? It's now coming along. I'm on the train game tomorrow, and then I'm or possibly Saturday and Sunday, and then I'm back on Nomancer of all
Is that what
games.
currently? Wow. Is that what currently is under God's Mistake?
No. Yes. No. No, it's not. No, it's an. I've actually got a proper Steam slot.
Okay.
For it.
And you got a whole lot of Steam points for it too. I saw that.
I did. A lot of my Steam points are through.
So I don't know what to use those for.
Well, I don't know either. Maybe every 10 games.
Stickers.
Oh, you can't buy games with them. It's not like
No.
every 10 games
I
I've got on
looked.
Steam.
You can't
I
get gems for them either.
Oh, look at our best laps there, Schalke.
You just keep getting more points. I have a
Yeah.
lot of Steam points.
I assume they have a reason.
Hey, I finished third.
No, I will happily give you a key. But yeah, train game is actually a game. Like it's I say it's done. There's about about 120 levels done, but they aren't done. So
no danger of cancellation.
this was the game I stopped developing to work on Eden. This was supposed to be the next game Fortresscraft was releasing. But
That's really cool.
it's a game, and the idea was again to use the
Cool when you
development
started it.
time in order to take the assets. So I want to turn it into a transport tycoon, a console-friendly transport tycoon game that's VR-friendly, pad-friendly, and themed around orcs and humans and elves and dwarves. That's the kind of the goal. But this is the game that gets a lot of those assets developed and hopefully pays for the development of the second game.
Look for speed isn't launching. Let's get a black screen.
Where's
Oh, Windows was downloading an update.
Somebody back?
No, I just did
You're back.
I did a terrible drift.
Hello?
Oh dear, Tad's on 2 wheels.
I took the corner the wrong way, and I'm now on my side. That happens very quickly.
I'm surprised you've not turned Windows updates off.
Yeah, probably should do considering I only switched this
Just
on to play.
update for people that turn off their computer.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. No, well, then that's the problem is I turn it off, so when I turn it on occasionally to play this game, there's always an update.
Damn progress.
What is this turning off your PC madness you're talking about?
Well, he only has his PC
Well,
to make it speed. That's all
Yeah.
it does.
My Mac never gets switched off.
Did you see my screenshot, my photograph from the other day, by the way? Say about, or Tad, about how the future is stupid?
Don't think so.
My screwdriver crashed. It does
No,
it
I didn't see
sometimes. So I've got an
What?
electric
Oh,
screwdriver,
God.
and basically, if I over torque it, sometimes, like 1 in 50 times, it stops working. The light stays on, and I have to just not touch it for. Usually, I have to wait till the battery goes flat, but sometimes I just have to wait 10 minutes and it starts working again. So it has over torque protection, but it seems to not work.
God!
Yeah, and there's no way I can patch it. It's a hardware thing. It's not running any software. So I have a electric screwdriver, which is brilliant. I love it. It's really good. Just that sometimes it goes, nah, don't like that.
Does it come back quicker if you cool it down?
No, it's not hot. Like I don't use it for extended periods.
It's not a heat thing.
No, it's the torque limiter. But sometimes
Okay,
instead of it's supposed to turn
What's
off
the
like
delay then?
1 second. But I've had it before where I've just you can tell it's crashed because the light stays on. So when you're using it, the light's on. What happens is it breaks in such a way that the screwdriver bit doesn't work, but the light sticks on, like it's just crashed.
So so you can't do anything until it's gone into power off mode.
Yes, which is
automatic sleep or
about
something.
10 minutes or something like that.
Have you tried to put it on
God.
Sonic mode?
No, I'm afraid it's just a cheap one from Amazon. It's got a current detector, so it can detect invisible radio.
Has it got a button?
No, it's got a collar.
Yeah.
So you twist the collar, and the bit turns in the direction you twist the collar. It's very nice. It's much better than the sort of trigger grip ones.
Like the PlayStation Move controllers sometimes go nutty, and you can either wait several minutes for them to turn themselves off, or you can hold the PlayStation button for like 10 seconds.
No. All this has got, it's got detect current, unscrew and screw.
Have you tried the red settings?
Been having to do that a lot with my phone.
Yeah, but phones are complicated things that I can understand going wrong. This is a fucking electric screwdriver.
No, it's the up there, the volume up and down button. It's getting jammed because of the dirt in it, so it would just lock itself up because it's getting too much input from the volume button. So I've got to dig the volume button free with a razor blade to stop it sending so much garbage information to the phone.
Time for you to shove some silicone or contact cleaner in there, I think. Or just
Probably the contact cleaner. That or pop the screen off.
or just
Learn
not be
how to
such-
do all that.
Not be such a filthy human being, you know, always a thought. I love my phone, I clean
I
it a
do
lot.
work construction. I don't think I get a choice.
So, you know those little bags you get drugs in? You can put food in them as well, I think, but you can keep your phone in that.
No.
Yes, you could.
I'm surprised the OtterBox I have is falling apart.
The what? Autobox?
Like, you know how an OtterBox has the soft rubber inside and then
A
the hard
what?
rubber for the
An Otterbox?
OtterBox.
The fuck's an
It's the
Otterbox?
brand name of one of the... It's one of the better brand names you
It's one of the
can
most
get
more
for phone
expensive ones.
protection.
Of what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't- what Putting your
yeah,
own
they're
cover for
hard
your phone.
cases for devices.
Okay, right, I'm with you now. Gotcha. I've never heard
Is
of
it?
Otterbox. As far as I'm concerned, it's a
Yeah,
box.
been
with
around for
an
years.
Otter. Sorry, some of us have an Apple phone.
But
They
it's-
don't put Otterbox.
It's got a soft silicone inside. And hard plastic for the outside to protect it.
So what
And
you're saying
some of
is
the
it's
old bottle
soft
stuff,
on the
you could
inside,
run over
crunchy on the
your
outside.
phone with a car with them.
Armadillo.
Yeah.
For fuck's
But
sake, Shaka, will you
when
make
a
a mistake?
really hot summer hits it and all the soft silicone on the corners just kind of dissolves.
No, I'm busy making funny television references.
What, in your head?
To his
Well,
audience.
were the references funny or the television funny?
I guess kind of both. But I'm being so mysterious that nobody gets it, and that makes it funny for me.
Actually, I've just thought the most hilarious joke, but none of you would get it, so I won't tell you.
Well, comedy is subjective.
Oh, wait,
Hmm.
yellow flag, what
Just gonna
happened?
leave it right there because it's
Yeah,
funnier that way.
It's a
For fuck's sake,
roadblock.
Oh, I couldn't
There
find
it
the
is.
horn button in time.
Oh! Adam, I've
It's
just
like
thought of a funnier joke than the one you just
mine.
said.
Oh, what? Well, as long as you don't immediately die, that's all good.
It's really funny.
Sure you think it is?
Is it your face?
Shaka, that was a beautifully clean race. I was clawing back just tiny amounts on you. You beat me by 1 centisecond. Can you believe it?
One lap.
No, you
I
beat
lost by
No, your best lap was 1 centisecond slower than mine, so I beat you by a
Oh,
centisecond.
Jesus.
Isn't it a decisecond?
No, it's 100th of a second. Decisecond would be a 10th of a second.
Alright, yeah.
You're supposed to hit the car. It's hard.
A decisecond is a 10th of a second.
Yes.
A centisecond is 100th of a second.
Yes.
And a decasecond is 100.
No.
Although I can't say I've ever heard anyone say that. I think they tend to say 100th of a second, or
They do.
just do it numerically.
So can we just rewind back to when Tad just said that a 10th of a second, sorry, 100 seconds is a decasecond?
Isn't that what that is?
No. What's decimal? What's decimal mean?
No, we're doing the bigger than.
Yeah. Decimal. What's decimal? You know, the number system we all use, even Americans.
Well, what's a decahedron?
Yeah.
What's decimal, Tad? Define our number system.
I'm not sure what you're.
Well, okay.
Hadrons are
Oh,
say
integer based until decimal. Decimal is the smaller for.
Why do we call it decimal?
Smaller?
10.
Because we have 10 numbers in it.
10. Base 10.
Base 10.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So
10.
decasecond would be 10.
Yes.
Thank you. All
The
right.
hexadecasecond would be 16. Oh, it's
What,
like
10 seconds?
God.
Well, why is it deca and not deca?
a deca.
Like a
the guy's up,
decahedron?
this is down.
They're two different things. One's a tenth and one's 10.
So Tad,
Yeah.
how do you pronounce the word WOMB?
Womb?
And how do you pronounce the word TOMB?
Tomb?
And given those rules, can you now pronounce the word BOMB?
Bomb.
No. It should be boom.
Well, that's English for you.
It's a completely different word. Because
How
English
come?
is
What the
3
hell?
languages wearing a trench coat.
Did I hit?
You're warping for me.
No, I just
That's
took the corner
moose is not meese.
unorthodox manner.
Oh, is it the last one? Yeah, Shaka's
Yeah.
drifting around it, which is good for him, but not good for anyone close by. In
It
case
wasn't
of
a drift. I think it was a mistake.
I did
I
so
think he
well on
lost
that.
speed.
I did so well on that first lap. I was super proud of that lap, and you guys are just right there in my rearview mirror.
Look, my ping's gone to crap again.
Yeah. Tad's is awful. Yours is alright at the moment.
That's stable internet, though.
I can't wait till we get external servers.
What for this? I don't think that'll make any
Yeah,
difference.
get like a server in a proper. Yeah, get it in a proper data center.
I'd like to point out I have excellent internet that I have paid extra money to make sure it is excellent. I really don't think it's me.
Well, I'm using a mobile connection, so
No,
Well,
I'm not saying it is.
I rest my case.
And I'm using a gerbil-powered one.
But yeah, I will have to move across. I think it's £2 a month for the server, so our ad revenue could just about cover our live speed server.
Especially since you leave it open all the time anyway.
But only because it's just running on my computer. Like it just runs on my one of my PCs.
Like what you used to do at the Fortress Craft server.
It's on the Fortresscraft server, yeah.
You still got that machine?
Yeah, absolutely. But the Fortresscraft server is the one that I encode and run servers on. Yeah, it's a great
Nice. Because I do remember it had a very, very, very fancy side panel.
It does. It's still got that. It's all lit up. It's just it's all red and white. Looks very cool.
I was very happy to help you get that thing.
Wow. Hopefully before too long I should start running up servers again. So what I've decided, what I'm doing is I'm doing a 4-week cycle of 4 games. So I'm working on each game for a week. And at the end of it, I've got a to-do list, and then I can give the game across to look at, and the art team can do their thing. And then as those projects finish, I'll start to push Fortresscraft in. So this week I'm on Failway Train, which I think is a brilliant name for it, and I love it. And then next week, yes, personal best. Next week I'll be porting No Man's to the Xbox.
Ooh.
Does anyone off the top of their head know the suicide hotline number? I might need it. Not looking forward to that. It's going to be a hell of a week. Lots of learning.
What's happened?
I have to port a game to the Xbox for the first time. Never done it before.
Oh.
Should be okay.
You ported stuff from the Xbox to PC.
No, the X-Blake is different. That was its own sandbox. I'm in the real marketplace this time. Yeah, same place as FIFA and Warzone and everything. Oh,
Arcade
shit.
was different?
Yes, Arcade was a sandbox for little peoples.
Did somebody have a wipe?
I did a spin, but I got back on. I lost one place.
I did know this.
And I didn't ram you. I could have. I waited till you were gone.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
that's very rule following of you.
I thought you could say ruleful. I feel like the car filling in a car sandwich here.
I did get under 120 once. That was in a different car to this one, wasn't it?
Probably. But possibly. You can get under 120. This world record's probably about 116 or
Oh, no, you can. I wasn't sure if I had.
If I could do it, you could do it. 118.6 is my current record in this car on this track. That yellow flag message did not put me off there. Because it's such a light car though, if you do run over the blue and whites, it does react a lot. Shaco could just mess this up.
No, don't deliver.
Oh, you lost some speed there. Oh, this is going to be tight. Very tight. No. Very, very, very tight. There's your block maneuver. You can't do another one. No, you can't do another one. Yes. Booyah.
Not
Nice.
even a centisecond.
That is a first. Wow.
I wonder what it uses for die breaking.
Well, I won. Best lap, possibly. So yeah,
Ping. Uses ping.
So Shaka, the corner, the right-hander, you lost a bit of speed there, and I managed to just carry a bit more speed and a bit more speed. And I had to remind you of only one blocking maneuver. I saw you going for your second one. I'd like to take a screenshot of that, but I can't. So I'm just going to stare at it for a moment and just bask in it. It's your lap times are great. 120.77. Tad still needs to find his mojo though.
I have it in the beginning. I lose it really quickly though.
No, Zebra. Keemstar was only ever there to promote the game. Keemstar violated his contract within a week of signing it, so whatever. He was out of the contract at any point. I wanted him out a week after signing it, and that's not an exaggeration, so nothing to do with him whatsoever. Hey, let him sue me. I could do some good publicity.
But like Steam Labs has got.
Like what? That was a squeeze, Monsieur
Going for
Schalke.
them right now.
Yeah. At least I tried to look.
You did look. You sort of changed your mind.
You haven't heard anything about Steam Labs?
Steam Labs? No.
Yeah.
What those are?
If it's anything to do with Valve, because if not, it's asking to get a copyright infringement.
No, it's a streamer
Oh,
utility.
they copied the website, Lockstock, and the whole thing, didn't they? Of somebody else.
Yeah, OBS. Yeah,
Okay.
stealing OBS completely.
Because that's the official
Making
Xbox
people pay
solution
for it. And
at
if
the
you
moment,
donate
yeah.
through Steam Labs, If you donate through Steam Labs, they take your credit card, sign you up for the premium without your permission, and then just take your money for months and months and months until you figure out what's happening.
You do mean Streamlabs with an R, don't you?
Stream.
Stream,
Yeah.
yeah. Steam Labs is nothing. Yeah. No, I have heard about that because that was the official Xbox partner for streaming games, and it looks like what they did is they were running out of time. So
Oh dear.
They just ripped off OBS and hoped nobody would notice until they finished their own code.
Well, and then they named it the same thing. Like, they went out of their way to make it as obvious as humanly possible.
Hoping the internet won't notice something is never
The
a good
Streamlabs OBS.
Well, Streamlabs has been around for a long time. Streamlabs
Where
is
would they?
one of the systems to allow you to do overlays. It's nothing to do with OBS. OBS and Streamlabs are not the same thing.
Yeah. No.
Oh, that was some braking. Sigh. Oh.
I honestly don't know anything about it, but seeing it all on Twitter, I'm like, oh wow.
I have been following
How
it.
did they get away with that? Because Streamlabs put the trademark in for OBS, and OBS is like, excuse me?
I have no idea what was going on there then.
I'm currently not messing it up.
Oh, I just did. No!
Me too.
Sai hit something. No, he's not lost
Hit the
much.
curbing.
So this is when I have to do my best Jedi powers. It's when I'm spending most of my time looking in the rearview mirror rather than at the track, and hopefully
Whoa!
my peripheral vision is working. What happened?
I braked and the car went squiffy.
Oh, if that happens, take your foot off the brake. Follow me for more driving tips. I don't know Zebra, to quite frank, because I don't follow anything Keemstar does, apart from times when I am contractually obliged to. Because the idea of Nomancer is it was supposed to finance the development of a much bigger game. So Nomancer took me 14 months to write. And I don't know, it shipped about 500 units or something. So the idea was that it would make the money for a much, much bigger game. And the idea was that Keemstar has enough clout that he could sell ice cream to the Eskimos. But apparently he's not. He's a fucking incompetent. You can't drive any traffic whatsoever. And I have the numbers to prove it.
Haven't you been working with him for like a decade or more at this point?
Yeah, but he's not got any more competent. He's just got more followers. But he can't leverage them, unfortunately, is the problem. The only successful thing I've had with Keemstar, apart from the obvious, is the free-to-play mobile game we did, which did extremely well, because when there's no barrier to entry, that number of followers is very helpful. And then it's all ad revenue. But when it comes to selling a game...
Is that the Adpocalypse game?
Yeah, it's a good game, I like it.
That was fun.
Aha!
I do think it's funny that the moment I opened the game, I found a bug immediately.
It's alright, Shaq, I was just playing it safe. You're so close to me on the map as well. But yeah, this corner is sketchy no matter how you take it. If you take it quickly, it's hairy. Like you're skidding a lot. Oh, look at that.
Oh.
You're nearly into the 118.
Wow.
Oh, that wasn't right. Either was that, that'll do.
Are you still just racing stock?
Yeah. So that's the meta game. Your first meta game is getting the controls right. Then it's the game, getting good at driving, and then you have the meta game of bringing a better car than something else. which I don't think any of you guys have much idea about tuning cars, so it would boil down to who found the best tune on a website. But if you're not chasing lap times with the wider world, it doesn't really make any odds. This is essentially stock car racing. So, Izzard, you did make one mistake, which lasted a few seconds, and other than that, you've just sat right back there, about 8 seconds behind Schalke, with nothing further. Like, that was pretty much a
I've slowed down a bit.
It was pretty much a perfect race from the three of us. Like, oh, great lap from Schalke, though. 119.03. But you didn't lose, like, we didn't get away from you. You made your one derp, and then you just sat there. And you're nearly into the 119s as well. Wall. So when you hit the blue bit, you took off into the air. So the last
I know.
100 yards.
I just kept it planted. You can't do that in real life.
You can, but only once. As the saying goes, everything's edible once. So
not after 8 minutes.
Tad, how can we help
They're
you
very
improve?
Moorish.
What's your problem? Do you have the racing line on?
I don't know.
You don't.
I don't know. I could probably do that
Press 4.
later.
4.
Well, I'm sitting further back in my chair because I'm playing with controller.
Well, use your toes.
I got my boots on.
Yeah, definitely go with the racing line on and say to you, it will help a lot. And don't stick to it religiously, but if you're for some reason on the wrong side of the road from the racing line, question why. Yeah, that was a really good race. Say, well, none of us, Schalke wasn't close enough to put too much pressure on me, or I would have pushed it a bit harder and made a mistake.
Not sure what else to suggest, Tad. I mean, try being European.
Brake earlier. Brake
Yeah.
earlier. Don't fuck up because you're going corners too fast. Like, that was my trick on the last track, the Palm Bay one, as I just braked 10% earlier than I thought I had to, and then I end up going around the corners really well. Like, pushing it to its limit going into a corner is the best way to fuck it up. Oh wow, Izzard got a hell of a getaway.
Yeah, I think I jumped the light slightly and got away with it.
I don't know if this has the 7-inch rollout, the same as a drag strip. Oh,
Squirrely.
you hit a bit of curb, but you saved it. Where's Schalke? I can't. There he is.
Behind, left.
The spearman.
I wonder actually. I often roll over the curbing. I wonder how much that slows you down, even if your line is otherwise perfect.
Depends on the curb. Some will be slippy, some will be bumpy. The bumpy ones will lose you speed. The slippy ones will lose you grip. I mean, obviously, don't hit the raised concrete bits. Those are very bad. Whoa!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, good no.
Might have been parallel, but
You were parallel, but you assumed that Izzard wasn't going to mess the corner up and oversteer back
I
into.
missed the corner up.
You went wide and came in, and there was a Schalke there.
Yeah, didn't mess it up. Just took it differently to normal.
Okay, you've just pinged out.
Hey,
Oh, now Tad's pinged out as well. Maybe it is me. I can't think how. No, I can't. Because Schalke's not having any issues, so it's definitely. Yeah, so it's
That doesn't necessarily follow. That's not how networking works. Just because one person's got a good connection to you doesn't mean
Whoa.
everything's perfect.
Apparently, Izzard's in
With
front.
your
No,
internet
Tad's in
connection.
front now.
what?
So
It says I'm in fourth.
no, first place Tad. then me, then Schalke, then Izzard. So good job, go you. Schalke, do you have the names on the bottom right? Schalke and Izzard.
I see the names on the right.
Where do you think Tad is?
First.
Yeah, you're in first place, Tad.
What?
489, I don't know what that
Just
means.
bump me up to third.
According to my screen, I haven't had a packet from you in 77 seconds. Which I can't understand the circumstances behind that particularly well.
Makes about right.
Oh, now I'm in third. Now Tad's back gone down to fourth.
I mean, it's possible that the Live for Speed game isn't the best network analyzer as well, of course.
Yes.
Do you want to use your block? There you go.
Just swerve across the track recklessly.
That was weird. Right.
Yeah.
That was weird because, from my perspective, just before you two disappeared over the brow of the hill,
Yeah.
Adam was on the left of Schalke, and then as I came over the brow of the hill, you were on the other side of him. But I didn't see the swerve.
I did swerve all the way across the road, to be fair. Like, I really
That's weird because it
really
happened
just did.
in the split second you were out of sight.
But I assume that Schalke is seeing you two warp around in the same way.
He's disappearing occasionally, but his heart is not doing the quantum dance that
spinning
Tad
out.
is doing.
Tad has now lagged out for 158 seconds. Which is amazing, because Discord has no issues. I mean, I'm quite happy to start running as a professional server. It's not expensive.
Are they rentable now?
Well, in theory, but my wallet's downstairs and I'm strapped to a chair. But yes, in theory.
I think that should be a great answer to any question. In theory, yes, but my wallet's downstairs and I'm strapped to a chair. I'm going to start using that at work.
It doesn't work if you're not strapped to a chair, though.
It'd be funny to me.
Okay.
And remember,
I mean-
comedy's subjective.
Yes, if you think you're funny and nobody else does, though. I mean, how is life
Yeah.
like that anyway?
Go on.
Well, you're the expert. It's true, my mum
If
says
you
I'm
think
hilarious.
something's funny and no one else does,
Yeah, how is life?
then you
How is
still
it-
think it's funny.
Yeah, but
you
how
don't
is-
go,
But my question was, how is it like...
well, it's
like,
it's
life like
it's
that?
very funny.
No, nurse, I am funny. Please, no. Yeah,
Well, it's like you see this in Reddit threads all the time where someone posts something that's funny / edgy, and you'll get people going, well, that's just not funny. Or, you know, like someone at a comedy gig will be like, this isn't funny. It's just such a pointless non-starter.
Also Reddit.
Yeah, I definitely saw the woman that got
Yeah,
up on
but-
the stage at a comedy club to say she got offended. It's like, just leave. Getting up on the stage that I'm offended, you shouldn't tell this joke. It's like, wow.
Yeah. It's like people got, you know, lots of people having fun in a Reddit thread, and then someone comes along and goes, sorry to be that guy, but this isn't funny. This is offensive. Instant downvote to oblivion by all the people who found it funny.
Wonder when Reddit's gonna get rid of the downvote button.
Oh, God.
Hmm.
YouTube getting rid of the dislike button. What the fuck are they thinking? Seriously.
Alright, so I loaded the Twitter client today, which I don't do very often, and it had some splash things saying, click here, see what this is about, and it's called Spaces, and it's basically a complete rip-off of Clubhouse, which, if you don't know, is this thing where you join rooms and it's audio chat, so it's like instantly dumping into a Discord server, and you can just sit there quietly listening, or you can put your hand up and join the
Wait,
stage where you can
This is
speak.
part of Twitter.
Well, Twitter cloned basically Clubhouse, and even the UI looks very similar.
Yes.
So I clicked on it, and it showed me a list of rooms. So I clicked on like the first one, and was in it for about 3 seconds. thought, oh yeah, this is a copy of Clubhouse, came out. And then someone sent me a screenshot where they'd got a notification because they follow me saying that Izzard was now listening to a talk on NFTs and making Bitcoin or something like that. So I had to post this going, just to explain, I think NFTs are a fad and stupid. I was just clicking on the thing that Twitter told me to click on.
Well, Twitter hasn't suggested I do that yet. I do share a
Fad, you say?
I do share a Twitter account with Arcade Club Leeds Workshop. There's a few of us with access to it. But one of us keeps looking at, not following, but looking at Twitter accounts of ladies who take their clothes off. So I keep getting suggested tweets from naked ladies on my official...
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Use a different computer. Get a girlfriend, Jeff.
It's amazing.
The favourite thing about something like that was when I had an Australian housemate in my house, because he would still browse Australian websites. So I started to get adverts on my YouTube for like buying houses in Sydney or food delivery places in Australia. Yeah, because
it's amazing.
Oh my god!
Oof. Sorry.
What was that?
But you don't get ads no more from YouTube.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Those days are behind me.
I think you can't blame Schalke because I was in front of him doing all sorts of bizarre things, so he was probably just reacting
you
to
can
that.
totally blame on me. I have skills to handle that without making other people crash.
Well, only
I want all the credit for that.
because I slammed on. That's the only reason you got out of that. But you did aggressively yet successfully drive through that chicane. Well done.
Whoa!
And it is without contact, and then it will be perfect.
I'm glad you saw me there, Si, right at the last moment.
I heard you before I saw you. Oh, nice drift.
Nah. Sometimes Shaka puts his brake lights on, like on a straight, and it scares me. I had to put so much effort on Shaka to brake that hard. My brake pedal was an awful lot of effort to brake hard, whereas I think you just pull your throttle lever back.
No, Kirby.
Yeah.
Screwed up again.
It's alright, Shaka's driving way too recklessly, he won't be far behind.
Come on, Chalker, push it! Get that personal best! Come on! Get into the 118s. Just be a little bit more fearsome.
Oh, that was amazing! Nope,
No!
Yeah. Shaka put it on for 2 wheels, he's lost some speed. I have substantial overlap, you fuck!
Yeah.
That's another great sim racing title.
What? I have substantial overlap, you fuck?
Lose some
No.
speed.
Wait, Shaka just flipped his car front
No.
over red. What happened? Oh god, I've rolled it as well.
I'm in with it. Oh, I've spun out. Shit. Oh, right into the sand.
This
You
might
get
be
back
my
onto your-
first place.
Oh,
Did you get back onto your feet?
No. So Shaka. Sorry, I didn't mean to restart. I meant to pit.
Oh!
So Shaka, you did a front flip as far as I could see, and then I rolled it on the very next corner.
Right, now, wish me well, because I need to spoil Tad's day, if I can.
No!
So the rig was tilted all the way forwards, and it puts enough lean on, so I'm actually hanging on the seatbelt.
Nice.
It's not nice. It kind of feels like you've crashed a car.
I mean, at the end of the day, isn't that what you were going for?
No, more sort of tactile feedback of the racing surface.
And what's its maximum acceleration?
I think this one is 1.1
And when the surface is on the floor.
Gs.
Because on their website it says it's 0.5 in all directions.
I thought it was 0.7 for the 2 and the 3, and 1.1 for the 6.
For the H6, it says 0.5 in all directions.
I shall have to double check.
But then if you go 0.5 and immediately go 0.5 in the other direction...
Oh god, I did it again. I should probably point out, by the way, that 0.5 Gs is 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. That is a hell of a amount of force.
Yeah, all apart from the getting to 60 bit.
It's not. It's yeah. It's 0 to 60 for about. I think I've got 70 centimeters to travel. It's 35 centimeters in each direction.
Where did you come from?
Come on, Tad, go as fast as you possibly can, please. No need to brake.
I'm trying. Oh.
But yeah,
No!
this YouTube dislike thing is the worst thing ever because you can no longer tell
Okay.
fake/clickbait
Wreckfest it
videos.
is.
Tad, if you don't let him catch you up, there's nothing he can do.
We'll wreck up Shulka. I know.
God, you two are absolutely neck and neck.
We sure are.
Oh, he's gone. This is why I like Need for Speed. I could have had Nitro and boosted at him. Damn it.
It's a shame this
It's not
game
over yet.
doesn't have any curves or anything like that.
It's more okay to like grassroots content
it's
to
gone.
vote up and down. If they like pay for production of series and they get voted down, then they're gonna have
My car's not responsive anymore.
feeling.
No, the problem is, a dislike is not usually an indication. It's usually an indication there's something very wrong with the video. Either it's fake, it's clickbait, or in the case of the rewind, no one is happy with the video in any way, shape, or form. It's
And they're piling on.
yeah. But I do not understand the concept of Twitter doing this, YouTube doing this. I genuinely don't. Like I said,
Getting rid of the dislike button.
there's been a
The advertiser's happy.
How does it keep advertisers happy? I will just get
Well,
pissed
no one's
off.
going to tell them they're doing a bad job now.
Well, I will just get pissed. Well, you can't thumbs down an advert. What are you talking about? I will just get pissed off at videos.
You can go to their
that
website
purport
or
to
their
be
YouTube
a
channel
trailer
and-
for a film or something and turn out to be a fake one or a fan trailer, or
Alright, so I've heard this argument before, Adam, right? People going, oh, now I'll just get hoodwinked into watching shit videos because I've actually gotten massive downvotes. But I don't think you'll get shown those. I think it's only what it displays to you. Like, the system still knows it's a massively downvoted video.
The issue is when
They're not getting rid of the button, are they? They're getting rid of the count, right? The displayed count?
But the issue is when I search for something.
No, they're getting rid of the
if
button.
I search for...
They've gotten rid of the count for a
No,
while.
it's still there. The button's still there. The button isn't going. The issue is, if I search for, let's say, Spider-Man trailer, trying to work out which of those trailers is the real one, because you end up with the official trailer being way down on the list, and then like a fucking re-upload by Kotaku.
They must
being
have
way up.
thought of this. No, they must have thought of this.
Well, then why do I sometimes watch a trailer going, holy shit, this looks great, and then top comment, this is a fan-made trailer. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's got to get... If it gets worse than that, then yeah, they've definitely screwed up. Hopefully it's the same or better.
Well,
as
I
a
hope
result.
so.
Just like to say, I was the best driver in that race.
Yes, you rolled the car the least. Well done.
Yep, 0 times.
I
Best
rolled
driver.
I rolled it 4, which is a record, just in the wrong direction. Unlock the wheel. Did I get in? Yes. Speed and power. So that penultimate corner on that chicane, you can take it much narrower than I normally do, and it makes the rest of it.
Oh, Tad!
We lost Tad?
Well, Tad sort of went
Percent
across
did that
the
on
track.
purpose. Just so
You
you know.
bitch.
The last split for Izzard and Tad
It was inexplicable.
was exactly the same.
Those two are in front. We're never catching up to them. Might as well get some revenge.
honestly, I feel like it was quite good for that period when these two had the handicap on, but they could just set off after a couple of seconds, and that would make it more interesting.
But if you're in front, I don't think I'm going to catch you. I'm not getting away from you, except when you derp.
We derp pretty consistently.
Like Schalke just derped, which is probably going to put you to.
Right, the thing that bothers me usually is it doesn't matter if I'm starting in pole position. We get to that first corner, and just everyone's trying to ram past each other. Often goes badly.
I do my absolute best to ensure clean overtakes on that corner.
Yeah, but I just think there's no need to try and overtake on the first corner.
Well, this is why I
It's
like.
not like
this is
that's
why-
not going to cost you the race not doing that.
This is why I like playing with the AI, because then you couldn't do that. You had to pick your way through over over a lap or two.
I have had races where I think that the starting chaos has different possibilities than if I have to actually overtake. And like, if somebody gets out of the chaos and has a clean road in front of them, then that's gonna be a big obstacle.
I'd like to be able to set a parameter in the game that determines how far apart we are on the start line. So right now, if we had a 32-player pack, the difference between first and last place on the start line is enormous. But on our current setup, it's irrelevant. I can get rid of the first to last place gap just by being slightly quicker off the lights, which I sometimes am. That was a drift. The other solution to that would be rolling starts. I don't know if the game supports those. I mean, it should do. It
Well,
does
if
have,
you're
does have
playing
chaos.
with on mouse, you don't have the way to throttle the acceleration, except unless the car has the throttle limiter.
No, but you do a parade lap during which, if you overtake, you get black flagged. So you follow. So it's a rolling start rather than a reflexes start.
I don't even want to know how that happened, Izzard.
I don't know. Bad driving.
And to be honest, I think the standard driving has been really very good from everybody tonight. Like honestly and genuinely. And if Schalke could just make it a little bit less good, that would be great for me.
Thing is, right, when you pop out of existence, I can drive through you. I keep thinking I'm going to hit an invisible you, but I don't. I just drive through you.
Nope. I am not in existence, because I've gone through you once or twice as well.
Yeah. You pop into a parallel dimension briefly.
When you come
With
back,
these life hacks, you can win races too.
when you come back, you should be ghosted until such point you are a safe distance from any other player, and then you should get unghosted to stop that sort of getting wiped out by someone who's suddenly got a dodgy thing. Exactly what Forza does, or SnowRunner. Like, what they've got here is awful. Because for all I know, right now, tally is between me and Schalke. If you suddenly walk back in going 10 miles an hour slower than me, there's nothing I can do. I'll just hit you.
Yep. And that happens the other way around too. If I don't get the right packet at the right time, I go to slow down for a turn, and who's ever behind me that's freaking gunning it behind me, I don't get his slowdown, so I get rammed in the back. But despite the fact that that was never supposed to happen, because I didn't get the packet that he slowed down.
I'll look into running up a proper server before next week. I'm happy to, because we're going to have to do that anyway if we want to continue playing. I don't think it'll make a difference.
That'd be good.
I'll be happy if it does. Whoa, Nelly!
Whoa. Are you upright?
No.
Well, it's going to make the biggest difference to you, probably negatively, because you won't have zero ping all the time.
Yeah. I try not to get too close to people, so hopefully it won't make much difference. Who's that coming? Oh, no, fuck you then. The daisies are quite high polygon, aren't they? Quite nicely detailed. A lot of different daisy textures. We'll give the game a... Oh, it's dandelions as well. It's nice.
Grass comes through the door.
Yes, they haven't done the... You have to render everything
Culling.
twice to do that. No, it's really complicated. You have to render everything twice and fiddle with the depth buffer to get that to work. Or you have to start physically deforming the vehicle, the things. But yeah, I could just like pick those daisies and eat them if I so wanted. Don't know why I would, but I could do.
It's like arguing with that the Prius looks like an Aztec. Is that Max?
No one said it didn't. Rob's. It kind of does. It looks like a Prius. It's hyped its shorts up.
Yeah.
We don't get Aztecs over here. Isn't an Aztec what Walter White
No.
drove?
We barely got Aztecs here.
Well, he wiped them all out with tuberculosis, you fucks.
Well, that too, but it's probably the worst selling car ever made.
That's not
because
true.
it's just that hideous.
How many copies did it? How many copies? How many did it sell?
I'm knocking you upright.
Wiping them out with very high
Pontiac
consumption.
Aztec. Well, it was a gas-guzzling monster to boot.
On the wrong. Ooh.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, but the consumption.
Nice trick, DJ.
The consumption is tuberculosis.
Oh.
Well, I got the best lap time though, so that still means I'm the winner.
That's what they used to call it, Tad, because it would eat people up.
Like Pac-Man.
Fought by my own generosity.
DJ lost on purpose so he would get the front position. Big brain plays going on over there.
What? You're supposed to go round. I gave you a 3-second head start.
Warning would have been nice.
Well, the fact I didn't get any smaller should have been your clue.
What on earth?
I mean, I would just stay away from Tad until it's safe.
That's what I'm doing.
No, I would also like to get more people. I'd love to have about a dozen of us. Like a dozen minis down this straight would be brilliant.
Maybe we should keep an open night.
We'd never make it around that corner.
Sorry, what the fuck? That's you
I
just.
genuinely couldn't see you there. I checked. I looked left. I looked right. I looked to my rearview mirror, and I could sort of hear you. But I was like, genuinely, you were in a complete blind
That's
spot.
how you do that corner.
Well, I'm. Oh, my skid marks are beautiful.
Yeah. The only point at which I knew you were definitely there was when you went,
So the thing is, you hit me and you managed to just push my.
Getting fondled from behind.
You managed to give me
Shocker!
enough sideways momentum just to put me on the grass, and then that was it. I was in trouble.
Yeah, I actually decided you'd stopped. You just weren't there at all. Sorry.
Tad, you've lagged out entirely. You're nowhere near where you think you are.
That's fair. Explain why Shoko was driving the way he was driving.
So, Tad, do you have the ping display up? It's N to toggle it, and it appears in the bottom right.
Yes. Oh, the chicane.
Does it, are you at like 2 seconds?
Right, Tad's in front of me.
Yeah, there we go. Good luck. I'm at 5, 840, 630. Actually, we're not too... Oh, there's the red numbers.
I rolled it again, but back onto its wheels.
But also, apart from the popping in and out of existence, this lag makes it look like you're a completely crazy driver who's just twisting the wheel left and right like a maniac.
No, that's probably right.
Oh, I'm doing that anyway, actually. That's not the lag. That's just me driving.
Has anyone else started to watch Tiger King Season 2 yet?
No,
It's.
I've started to watch Dr. Brain, which is a South Korean thing on Apple TV, and it's starring the businessman dad from Parasite.
Oh right. Yes, I
Interesting how much South Korean entertainment is making it over here. That's pretty cool.
Well, because I mean, this is what surprised me. Surely Germany and Spain and Italy and Argentina have all got fucking awesome films. You know, only one a year maybe, but surely they've got brilliant films. We've just
Bollywood
never
has.
seen- Well, to be fair, I've watched a few Bollywood films.
Have you seen anything from Bollywood?
I have.
Yeah.
There's a brilliant one with this guy and he's a robot and he's like the Terminator and it defies explanation.
Oh yeah, that one.
And
What's
another
surprising
one,
about Bollywood is they've got so many people, but only about 3-star
Effing
actors who are in everything.
Yes. Well, it's a bit like Neighbours.
Well, Britain has like 10 actors, and that's it.
Excuse
The only
me, there
reason
are more than that in
you get
Harry
more
Potter.
actors is because it's their children.
You just said Neighbours, right?
Yes.
Most of them are
So
Scottish.
someone told me something I'd never heard before. I don't know whether this is actually true, but
Right.
they said, do you remember where it's set? The fictional town that it's set in?
Ramsey Street. Oh, no, it was Ramsey Street. I don't remember where it was set.
So it's Erinsborough, right?
Erinsborough, yes.
And I haven't actually tested if this is true, but apparently that's just an acronym of Neighbours. Yep.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Interesting. Sounds good to me.
And tonight, on 1 out of 10 cats does count down. Okay, I have reclaimed one of my spaces, so I think that might just be down to lag.
So what does the remaining cat do?
No, 9 remaining cats.
They lose.
9 out of 10 do countdown,
Yes.
and one doesn't.
Yeah. I feel
Rings a bell.
there's a cultural divide here that's it's not going to go. There's too much stack to explain
Yeah.
to get to
Take
the-
multiple sessions to
Yes.
explain, and you still won't be sure you understand it, because the person explaining it won't fully understand it either.
The ironic thing is that Pavlov has trained us all to think about dogs.
Yeah. I read a thing today, sensationalist news story about people ringing up to complain about, I think, Celebrity Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, something like that. And it was Jimmy Carr was the contestant, and it's hosted by Jeremy Clarkson.
All right,
And
that sounds awesome.
apparently Jeremy Clarkson said to Jimmy Carr, right, you've got 2 phone a friends. Normally it would be phone a friend and ask the audience, but there's no audience because of COVID.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Carr said, oh, I thought that was just because people preferred Chris Tarrant. And Jeremy Clarkson said, no, it's because they were promised Sean Locke.
oh no! That man is a
And,
treasure.
Yeah, so there's been outcry. Although I think it's just people being sensationalist, because I think it was probably recorded before Sean Locke died. But
Yeah.
good bit of bants.
Yes. No, there was. I saw a great one
Ants?
between Ryan Stiles and Colin McCrockery that said the new COVID regulations in the US say that you can only have
Suck
meetings
it.
of less than 12 people, which is fine, so it won't affect Colin McCrockery's tour dates. And he could reply back with, it's okay, because Ryan Stiles is continuing to do what he does best, which is to stay home and not do comedy.
Yeah.
Do we do fast cars finale?
Sure. Oh wow, Tad, that was apparently you and I were 600th of a second apart. Yeah, if we end race, I'll pick a better car. Do we want the which?
Yeah, you were right behind.
I didn't see him. You were not there. You were not.
Oh wow. I was wiggling across the map to make sure you didn't pass me either.
No. Okay, so FXR.
Yay!
Okay, FX. I can't remember if I told you I've got this puzzle app for the Oculus puzzle game called Puzzling Places. Which uses great big photogrammetry scans of stately homes and temples and things like that, and splits them into bits which you then piece together in 3D. It's awesome use of VR. Just really relaxing and zen-like. Highly recommend it.
Oh my god, this thing when I brake, this chucks the rig forwards like anything. Because the Mini doesn't have enough.
Might need a restart. wasn't quite in my seat.
The line has disappeared. Shit.
Yeah. So I wasn't really ready to start there because I was just having a drink. It's a bit of a panicked.
Oh.
And back to last. Oh no, I'm in first. Why am I in first?
Hacks.
You were last match.
But I was in first, so therefore I should have ended up last. But yeah.
Oh, I jump started.
Jesus.
That's what all the best athletes do sometimes.
What was what?
I got excited. That turbo.
Understandable.
Turbo.
It's not into the backside of me.
This apparently has a turbo for a massive truck. It's got such lag on it. Like, turbo lag is not a real thing in reality. It's just not. Hasn't been for 20 years. You've never heard of a car that built turbo pressure like this. So Tad, I warn you, on my screen you haven't moved since the start of the race.
Fun, because I'm right behind you.
Oh,
God.
I'll be braking hard at 75. Oh! So if you decide to what? Didn't hit you, did I?
I was in the wrong. I rammed you very small amount.
I can see you like hooning past on the outside, but I wasn't going to move over and give you any room. That's your own problem.
Getting better.
Oh god!
What a nice guy.
Where's my one car switch?
What?
Oh, again,
Where's
no,
Tad?
I'm bad.
Tad is unknown.
I fell way back. We bumped into each other.
Didn't feel a thing.
Oof.
Oh, this is.
Well, in my dimension, we bumped into each other.
So this sort of battle Schalke in real touring car would make like a 10 million view video, what we just did.
And do I get better now?
Is your fighting slowing you both down? Because I'm still fairly close behind you.
Well, yeah, because to stop Schalke, I will have to take a line. Oh, he's
Suboptimal.
brave. Yes. Now he's going very slow. Then I put it in the wrong gear.
Slow Schalke, we call him. Shoka. Slow. Can't say it.
Ah,
Sloka.
no!
Yes!
You know how to give that one car. Ah!
I didn't touch you.
Yeah.
Didn't touch you.
That's what a bully would say.
I'm not touching you.
God, I'm having to genuinely use my stomach muscles to keep myself straighter. This is really Quite a lot of effort. Oh, we've lost Izzard. Okay, one down, one to go.
Shut your face. Lag face.
Sorry, I can't. So what was that? I couldn't hear you. You were just all sort of distorted and distant, like you were hundreds and hundreds of yards behind me.
No, I was talking to Tad. Tad was lampooning, making meow noises as he went past my crash.
Ow.
Pride before a
Screw up
fall,
this turn
Tad.
somehow again. Oh yeah.
Careful, there's some hubris on the
Still in front
road.
of you.
Oh no. Your dogma has savaged my
Oh,
yeah,
God,
my
what's
karma
happened
ran
to
over
me?
your dogma, that was it.
Meow.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, I should have used the horn button.
That's one of the things I'm looking forward to most in the Tesla. I can change my horn to any sound effect I
At
like.
least don't have.
Star, as long
If
as
it's not
I'm
an Auga, I'll be very upset.
Then I can have the racist one you guys like.
Dixie?
Yes. Which again, to me, that's just the Dukes of Hazzard horn. It has no other connotations
It
whatsoever.
is.
But apparently, current EU legislations don't let you change your horn to anything you like, which does confuse me. As long as it's of a certain volume, should be anything. What you can do, again, I like the sort of the playful aspect of the Teslas. When you're using the summon, you can have it so it makes the sound of a pair of coconuts moving along as the car is moving very, very slowly as the warning sound. I'm like, I like that.
I hope that's a sample from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I hope it is too.
Why wouldn't it be? That's amazing.
Because you have to pay money. But yeah, it's that sort of childish glee I'd rather like. No, on the wheels, on the wheels!
No.
Just have to wait till Monty Python and the Holy Grail's 50 years old or something.
I didn't gain more on that.
I believe Monty Python and the
But
Holy
it
Grail was
was
1973. I believe. That's what my brain's telling me that I would
2
have
years.
I'd have to do a Google. Oh,
Just
Hey
Yeah.
I
Siri,
only
what year
just
did
saved that.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail come out? May 23rd, 75.
75, okay, I wasn't far off.
4 more years.
Thanks, Apple Watch, that I can see through the nose slot in my headset.
This has been a spectacular race, Schalke, and I tip my hat at you. That was amazing,
No.
all the way through.
Instantly, I take that for granted. Like, Siri can be a bit shit, and all these personal assistants can let you down so often that they get frustrating. But when they work, when it's something like that, where you just lift your wrist up and ask a question and get the answer back a few seconds later, it is
My
amazing. I completely take it for granted. Like, if you'd shown that to me when I was 10, it would have looked like magic.
My problem with it, if I go, Alexa, here's a question, she'll go, blah, 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 here's something I found on the web, blah, blah, blah. Siri will go, here's something I found on the web. Like, brilliant. Like, I'm on my motorbike, I want you to read me the first web page that you found, not just to say, here's something I found on the web. And Siri, it just read out the text you're displaying on the screen.
Well, when I do that in my car, it knows I'm driving.
Well, Siri apparently does not understand that I'm driving, and it doesn't. It's just awful. Do we want to do one more, by the way? Do you want to call that it there?
Is that because you're effectively connecting it to a pair of, like, a Bluetooth headset rather than a car
For one
stereo?
more? I think that's
My
right.
phone still pops up the I'm driving thing.
Isn't that just because it's moving fast?
Yes. But therefore it thinks I'm driving, therefore it shouldn't say, here's something I found on the internet.
Well, no. Maybe it just thinks you're a passenger. I don't know.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
to
it is
I-
crap.
Yeah. But yeah, Alexa always gives it a go. But yeah, I mean, Sharuk and I, we could we could instigate a no overtaking on the first lap rule as a way of sort of
I
balancing.
think you should.
But balancing it in a different way to the restrictions.
Right, from my point of view, it's like I get to the first corner, and then one of you two gets in front of me and brakes.
Well, yeah.
Then I have to brake.
Well, maybe you were taking the corner too fast.
Welcome to Virginia driving.
Oh,
My sister just got in a wreck because of that. Some lady cut across 3 lanes of traffic, got in front of her, and slammed on the brakes, and wonders why she got hit.
Oh, are you slamming into me? I guess not. Probably ahead.
I would be happy with that rule. That's a kind of a mild balance.
Unless you're lagging out so bad you don't know where you are on the track.
Well,
Field activated.
I believe that you will be able to fix that, Tad, but maybe having a dedicated server off in the cloud will solve it. So I wouldn't be allowed to overtake you till, let's say, now. I would have had to brake seriously not to just sort of sail past.
Oh.
That would have sucked.
I saw 119 and I thought we were still in the other car. I was like, oh my god.
Who got a 119? Too fast, see? You're too eager.
Me.
But you got a 119.
Parallel.
In this car.
That's an excellent time. Mine was, well, I mean, is that your best 119?
I don't know. It finally just registered it.
Sorry, Shark, I couldn't brake any harder. Foot planted.
It's not too much damage.
Well, it also shoved you further ahead, so I don't think you'll brake too much.
It's Shulka, though. He does like to complain.
He likes to brake a bit early sometimes. Which is okay, because he gets around the corners more than I do. But drifting with something with the rear wing, 4-wheel drive, interesting. Wow, you came out of that one quick.
I have the speed.
I need to start hitting the accelerator a little earlier.
A little what, sorry, Dad? A little later.
I need a little earlier so the turbo spools up.
As soon as the lights go red, I just keep my foot on the accelerator and don't let go until the first corner.
Yeah, no, I'm saying some of the other turns, if I wait too long,
Gotcha, yeah.
I'm also waiting again for the turbo to spool up.
You're probably just in the wrong gear then. Turbo should spool almost instantly if you're in the right rev band.
Yeah, it spools immediately, but it doesn't get up to PSI until much later, because it's a very large PSI.
Oh, good lap, Schalke.
Spooling versus making the pressure it's supposed to make is two totally different things.
I mean, I'd use spooling to mean hitting the cap. Fully spooled, I guess is probably a better phrase. I don't know what the correct term is for a turbo at full boost. I guess full boost.
Maximum turbo.
Maximum boost. Turbo boost.
Was that a Chase HQ reference?
No, that's not what they said. They said,
What
"Let's
did they
go,
say?
Mr. Driver."
Well, they didn't say that when you used the turbo.
I'm pretty sure that was the only sample in the game. I should know, because we had it out the back of the arcade for frickin' ages and we were trying to fix it. I've heard all the samples a lot.
I think it just made a noise. Did it make like a sort of beeping noise, like a bleep, 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 or something?
Yeah, and there was a noise as well. But it did, when you got in it, go, "Let's go, Mr. Driver."
Yeah.
That reminds me,
I don't know if there was a Spectrum version, but if there was. it would have gone.
If you were lucky. If you were unlucky, it wouldn't have any sound at all. Loads of Spectrum games were just silent. They didn't have the CPU time to run the sound chip as well.
I don't think there were many silent Spectrum games. There were certainly lots that were in black and white.
I only know this because there's a great YouTube channel, which I forgot the name of, and they review games, but they review every format and then compare the differences. And the amount of silent Spectrum and Amstrad games, it's usually the shit port. It's not quality.
Hang on, just to be clear here, let's just set the terms of reference here, because I had a Spectrum. Are you talking about completely silent and not even silent. A beep?
Yep, there's a whole bunch of games, nothing.
Can you name any?
Not off the top of my head. Next time I watch
did you try and find out?
Next time I watch a video on his channel, I will link you. A bunch of them would just go, they just go, bloop, bloop, like Chucky Egg would just go, bloop, 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 and that was it, like one sound.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Lots with very simplified sound. But I don't remember many silent ones. Like I say, I remember a lot of colourless ones. But even those would have at least a blip.
Next time I watch his video, because he usually does, he reviews a whole bunch of games.
Yeah. I mean, the playing sounds on the Spectrum wasn't quite as catastrophic as it was on, the ZX81.
Fuck's sake, Shaq, what'd you park there for?
Using your big words.
Well, lots of Spectrum games managed to have almost reasonable music at the same time as drawing screen updates.
I guess if it's a multi-platform, you need to do the sound design again if you have to have different sound systems for different platforms.
Oh yeah, it was mostly games when you were shoving it on 10 platforms more than anything else. Awesome. Well, I should call it there. This has gone midnight. That was good fun as ever. Yeah, well, I'd like to try and get more people in. I said larger packs are always more fun. I am happy to do the no overtaking rule. I think Shauk and I won almost everything. It was close. I mean, there was a couple of races to say where Izzo was just you just sat there in third the whole time, just there. So you're all getting a lot better. You're all getting a lot more consistent. You're learning to brake earlier. In Tad's case, it's learning to be a little bit delicate, like a lady's nipples. Tad, think of a lady's nipples next time you play Live for Speed. And on that bombshell.